Nice to see you. Whew. Midweek. Trucker convoys of losers. We got dating apps. We got grifting. We've got theft. We've got Jordan Peterson. We've got Joe Rogan. We've got Spotify. We got it all today, and joining us to talk about that and much more, please welcome from the Welcome to Mars podcast, the Allie Mars, ladies and gentlemen. Allie Mars.
Hi, everyone.
And Allie, before I get to introducing everybody else, it was funny because my son, who's 16, was here, and he's like, who were you just talking to? Because we were talking before, because you said you were taking selfies. You look good. You were in a little over-the-shoulder number earlier. I know you did a little change. Oh, there you go. You got the, like that. And my son, 16, he's like, who's that incredible babe you were talking to on your show?
Oh, that's adorable.
Right?
Kid knows. Yeah. Kid knows.
Oh, yeah.
He's got good taste.
Adorable and a little creepy.
Yeah.
And then he call it for what it is.
No, wait. And then he goes like this. He goes, can I follow her on socials? I'm like, oh, yeah, dude. So I give him your name, and he's like, oh, my God, she's like a fucking firecracker, he says. And then I got weird because, like, he came into my world a little bit, and I was
then
like,
it's weird.
Get out of here.
Oh, did he follow
You're
me at
suggesting
least?
Yes,
people from
he did.
your podcast network to your son to follow to whack off
Yay.
to on Instagram.
Yeah, I was going to say, where is he right now?
Well, listen, Al, when you post those pictures, like Allie, by the way, welcome to Mars, our podcast. Download, subscribe it everywhere you get your fine podcast. She is a beauty. But you got to know that happens, right? Like, you're posting thirst trap pictures all the time in bikinis and on the beach, and you're hot and beautiful and cool and you're funny and all that stuff. But, like, you know, guys do that when they favorite your pictures, and they're doing it. It's like a spank bank deposit, right? You do know that.
Oh, yeah, I'm well aware. I've learned that over the course of the last little bit. And, I mean, you know what? Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Oh, it helps.
Actually, it's
say, it actually does
sleep
help.
mechanism.
Exactly.
If I'm having trouble if I want to get to sleep quickly, like in a nap in the middle of the day, yeah, a quick little wank, that'll help. Just turn your Bluetooth off, everybody.
That's
turn
what I'm here for. Like, let me just throw those
Life hacks
pics
from
up.
Locke.
No, you're not. You're a beauty. You're brilliant.
Last thing you want is your wife starting the car in the garage and hearing your porn.
You couldn't even
choice.
wait for her to get out of the driveway.
Yeah, no shit. It doesn't even leave the property.
Jesus, he's already.
Locke's got old Herb out.
Hold on. I think she was I think she was backing out of the garage when it kicked in.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, it's a good little hot tip, right, guys? If you tend to peddle porn on your phone for a quick little pull before you have an afternoon nap, like Lachlan does, make sure you shut off the Bluetooth because you never know what speaker.
True story.
Yeah, this is a total true story. Yeah, it's happened. Anyway, Al, how are
Locke's
you?
life.
I am really good. Really good. I have been really busy. Like, I had 3 podcast interviews yesterday. I have 2 more today. Like, I have a bunch of people just lined up, and I've been just hammering these interviews out of the park.
Yeah, you've been awesome. And your last podcast with this dude that had like the barbed wire tattoo on his bicep, and I was like, probably.
Looked like at some point, maybe in college, he was a doorman.
Yeah.
Billy was so fun to interview
Big
too.
Three
and,
Doors
like,
Down fan.
I found him on TikTok like months ago, and he just blew up. And it's funny because Rookie knows him, like knows his brother. So small world.
Interesting world too, because the guy you interviewed that Rookie knows from a different part of the world, he hates Rookie because he called him a dollar store something once, and so he told me, like, when he knew he was coming on your podcast, he was like, holy fuck, I called this guy like a dollar store Bitcoin coin guy once, and all of a sudden he's on Allie's show, so we felt really bad about it. I thought it was fucking classic, but at the same time, I thought it was a great interview. I thought you guys did a great job. He was really good, and it's nice to see
It was
you
fun.
doing
It was fun. I would like to have him on again.
I think it was just some jealousy there, Mars, because the guy is a stud. Oh my goodness.
He was gorgeous.
Yeah, he's hot. I'm not gonna lie.
So when you
weren't
interview
hiding
dudes,
it well.
are you doing what guys do? We don't do it here. You're like the only chick we have on the show.
That is true. We very
No, we
rarely
don't.
do we have any women. We've had the occasional girl that Dean's like picked up, like the girl that serves him at London Drugs. Like he'll bring her on.
No, I
The one
won't.
Right.
from the gas station on
The one that-
afternoons.
The one that was calling him the Acura. Like we had her on, right? Yeah.
Then it's either Allie, Karima, or my wife, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sausage party.
But what
coming
happens?
on.
Definitely.
Yeah, we love having you on too because it opens up a whole different avenue of conversations. Like one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is I joined a dating app, and this is like your specialty, right? And so when I told Locke and the guys on the show yesterday, I'm like, I joined a dating app just to see what it was like because a buddy of mine was over. He's like, dude, the content on this fucking dating app is unbelievable. Like I didn't the swiping, I had no idea about the swiping, so I get on it incognito and I'm leafing around and I'm looking at people. I'm like, oh, this is just like a Rolodex for sex, right?
Mhm.
Is that when you're, because this is what I want to know, right? What is it that guys, I'm 48, be 49 in a couple weeks, extremely proud of my age because you know what comes with age? Discernment, and chicks dig it.
Is that what we're rolling with?
I guess so.
Is that how we're getting to bed at night?
Okay.
No, Allie told you how to get to bed at night.
Discernment and ED.
I can't masturbate. No, I can't.
Might as
Anyway,
well just
I
go
got
to bed.
discernment though.
But is there like, because it's like they give you these options, and I haven't posted any. Oh no, it's not true. I put one picture up because I've got no pictures of myself, and I'm not that guy that takes selfies and it's like, hey, look, this was for the gram and all this other stuff. I hate it. Like I put a new profile picture up on Twitter the other day and changed my background because I hadn't in 7 years.
Yeah,
Right?
you
Like, it
had
was
your photo was old, I think, wasn't it?
It was totally
It was a
old.
very
So
old
I
photo.
put up
It was,
a new.
it was Chubby Dean.
Yeah.
It was Fat
Yeah.
Dean. And
That's
so
right.
I put up a new picture, and it was literally from a screenshot of one of our shows that I was time stamping. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'll just put up a picture, and that's how because I was told by one of our advisors, change all your shit and all that stuff. So what do you do? How does this fucking work?
Well, okay, so I'm going to tell you the don'ts right off the bat because
Yeah,
I'll tell
this is
you
good.
what will immediately make a girl swipe no.
Bonzi, get a pen.
Picture of my
Got it.
wiener. Yes?
Got it
Don't.
right here.
Yeah, that or don't post a photo with a fish. That drives girls the most mad. Like we
Why?
don't
Fish?
wanna
That
see-
is a rule. I've heard this. Why is
Explain
that?
it.
What if
Explain
you're really into fishing?
You know, I don't know what it is. Like, you know what? It's fine to be into fishing, no problem. But it's just like, I think it kind of just turns girls off to see you holding like this dead fish in your hand, and you're like,
What if
okay,
you want to
cool.
date a fisher lady?
Put in your bio that you fish in your free time.
Okay, no pictures of fish.
Okay, so
No
no fish.
fish.
Let her get through this because, Locke, you're going to interrupt her, and we're
I know,
never
I'm-
going to get through this.
I am
Fascinating,
fascinated
though.
by this
Yeah.
Just
shit.
take notes.
Well, 'cause these
You
are the
can't
things
even
we've
use
never
any of
done.
The notes,
Yeah,
Locke.
no.
Yeah.
It's
not-
not-
Yeah,
Locke's
they
never
can't
used
even
it.
use
I've
them.
never used
Not
it.
that I'm
We're taking-
posting a picture of myself with a fucking kill, but I mean, I'm just curious about why there's such hard and fast rules.
Well, let's
Right?
get through the rules. Like, we've only got to one, and you already have a problem, right?
I-
And you're not
Yes.
going to get...
It's
Yeah.
gonna
What
be
about a
lot of
lobster?
work. This is
Okay,
gonna be
so-
a lot of work.
a lobster means
Don't
money.
hold dead animals.
Okay, no dead animals. So
No,
go ahead, Al.
okay.
Give me the do's
See,
and don'ts.
that's
General...
that's a more broader approach to this. No dead animals. Okay. All right.
Locke,
Okay.
let her finish. Go ahead.
Leave it at that. No dead animals. On top
Got
of
it.
the fish thing, don't post that you just killed a deer too. We don't want to see it. We don't care.
Okay.
The other thing is
What
don't.
if I
The
ate
thing
a
that I
sliver?
find that drives girls the most mad is like you're like topless photos of you in the gym or something like that. Like, okay, you work out. I don't want to see your face isn't even in this photo.
Can I
Like-
stop you for a sec? Let me just stop you.
Oh yeah, here we go. See,
now
he
it's
can
now
stop.
it's you.
Yeah.
It's my
It's all
turn.
about you, Dean.
I'm not the kind of guy that posts. I haven't taken my
I'm
shirt
just
off in 30
telling
years.
you.
Okay, good. Well, no danger there then. Okay, keep continue.
Okay, and then so I don't know. So it's funny because my girlfriend and I recently just got off Hinge because we're over it. I know you said you downloaded Bumble, correct?
Bumble, yeah, that was the
Bumble?
one that my buddy told me to download. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over this first. So there's three
Okay.
of them. There's Hinge, Bumble, and Tinder. And if you had to rank them from 1 to 3, it would be Hinge, Bumble, Tinder. Hinge is more of a detailed profile because it takes like 20 minutes to actually fill out your profile because you have to include like what you're looking for. If you want kids, if you drink, like it literally is very like descriptive because it gives your potential partner something like to know what you're looking for. Bumble is good because when you have Bumble, the girl actually has to match with the guy first. Or sorry, when you match, the girl has to message you first. So you have 24 hours to send a message to the guy, and then you know that they're interested. And then you have Tinder, which is just for sex.
So Tinder's just for sex.
That's a well-known thing now. Like Tinder is just bada bing, bada boom. I want to have sex with you. I don't care about a relationship.
It's turned into that because it's really crazy, because when I had Tinder like years and years and years ago, it wasn't really like that. But I think that it's gotten such a bad rep because no one really uses it anymore unless they want to hook up, because of these other two apps are more like interactive and that kind of thing. And then Tinder is just kind of like swipe, like, yeah, you're hot, let's fuck, basically. So it's kind of turned into that, and I'm not sure why it has, but I think it's because of Hinge and Bumble have turned their profiles into more of an intense profile, like to actually have you find someone that you want to be with.
Okay.
Now, Hinge, is that a pay for, like, is there a free service with Hinge?
Hinge is free.
Hinge is free, and Bumble's free?
Bumble is free too. They're all free unless you
get an
I
STD.
also don't know much about like Match and all that kind of stuff, but I think you need to pay for those ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we're just in the world of free dating apps right now, and if you were going to rank them 1 to 3 as far as guys like me looking for, which I'm not actually really at all, like if I could just, but if it's there, like I intend on using this for content, and if there's an opportunity, well, I want to see how you do this successfully.
I think this is all a bit of masquerade so that you can actually find love.
Well, it depends what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It really depends, like what you're actually looking for.
Nothing. I am legitimately not looking for a girlfriend. I am not looking for a relationship. I am not looking for a life partner. I'm not looking, and this is my question, because I was going to put this in the bio to see if it worked. Is like, hey everyone, I'm Dean, and I'm not looking for a relationship, especially if you don't share a couple of important values.
Sounds like Tinder is the place for you. Allie just said it.
I think Tinder is going to be your best bet then, there, pal.
But is it not? No, I'm personally
really
Tindered right up to my sack. I got no more room.
Saturdays.
Dean's his biggest turn on is when your Uber account has money in it to get home.
See ya.
That's
Dean's
my favorite.
Best part of the date.
This sounds like Tinder. I don't know if we need to continue on with this conversation. Thanks for coming, Allie.
See you later.
No, because what I want to do is I want Allie to tell me, because let's go profile. Building a profile.
Okay.
No pictures of dead animals that you just
No
murdered.
dead animals.
Okay, but like,
No
how
shot.
open-ended should your profile be, and what are some hacks as far as pictures, likes, interests that guys should be putting in their profile to attract attention, or to attract the attention of the opposite sex, if that's what they're interested in?
Why don't we just?
What does
fucking
Allie
start with
Mars?
honesty?
Yeah,
Like,
what does
honestly,
Allie look
why don't
for?
we just be honest?
What's Allie look for when she's looking at these things?
If I'm swiping on like these dating apps, which like I said, I took a break from, but like I'm looking for someone who is career driven, who likes to travel, because as you guys know, I travel quite a bit. I would love to have that significant other who loves to do the same thing. I've recently started, like yesterday, like I went on like a really nice, like long, like kind of hike-ish here in Calgary. Not a hike, but a big walk, like whatever. I want someone who's going to want to be outdoorsy, like that. Those are the kind of things, like career driven. And it's funny too, because on Hinge now, they actually added like a voice option. So you can like record what you want and stuff like that. So a lot of guys have been taking advantage of that. And like honesty,
Hey,
like at the
baby.
end of the day, put on your profile if you're just looking for a friend,
Thank you.
like a hookup, looking for something serious, because at the end of the day, the girl's gonna
Hard
ask,
parts.
because like that's what I get out of the way first. I'm like, hey, by the way, can I just ask what you are looking for? And like guys will tell you, like, I'm not looking for anything serious, and then you're like, hey, well, sorry, I'm not, or vice versa.
Okay, so my buddy who told me to join, he's like, I just put in here that I'm interested in a relationship, which I didn't do because I haven't done it yet. Interested in a relationship with anybody. And he says it's incredible because the amount of transgender people that hit him up in his profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of those things, and it's funny because it's not like I think that that's part of the dating world now for people is like, on these apps, they want to be as inclusive as they can. And he says it is a little shocking, though. Like sometimes you'll swipe and all of a sudden, boom, you've got like a transgender person who's like, hey, or like he said that is matched with them. And I said, well, does it bother you? And he's like, well, not really, because that's kind of the new dating. But for people like in of my vintage, people who are like 45, 46, 47, 48, 60, like Lachlan, 55, like Bonzarelli. Like it's a whole new world, right? Like it's one of those things where you, honest to God, you have to process it almost like it's completely generic. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think too, again, I don't know, I just did an interview with two girls. They have this show on YouTube called Tequila Talk Tuesday, and they've both been with their partners for 15 years. And so like they never had to go through like these like dating apps and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like it doesn't really matter what age you are nowadays. I feel like it's going to be hard to date regardless of how old you are, regardless if you're 20, regardless if you're 60, regardless if you're 70, regardless if you're 25. Like it's like the dating in this age has changed so drastically. Like nobody wants to commit, nobody wants to date. And I think the problem is these dating apps, because everyone is so easily accessible that you go on one date, sure, it went well, you go on another one, yeah, now you're kind of bored, and now you're just like swipe, boom, found another person, I'm gonna go on a date with this person. And I think it's really changed the generic way we date nowadays.
Oh, has it ever?
I'll say this, and this may be a sign of my age. I would have a problem going out with somebody and then finding out they're tucking one away. And I know you're supposed to be inclusive, but I don't want that. Like I would like to date somebody
might be
with
somewhat of a roadblock.
Well, that was the thing I said to him. Like,
I'm never going
he told
on
me,
one of these things.
He goes, I swiped on a couple and I got messages back, and the message back he said to me was something like, "Are you okay with me being a transgendered person?" And he's
fine,
like,
but I don't have to date. Like,
well, yeah,
I think you can put that on your profile now, though. Honestly.
Oh, can you? It's crazy that we live in a world where we're like, hey, by the way, I'm just not interested in that.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking super uncomfortable conversation. But it was just one I found fascinating about dating apps today. Like absolutely crazy.
Right.
Right.
Have you ever been catfished, Allie?
I've been catfished before in the sense where the thing with me is I fall very quickly for people, and like I matched with this guy. This was last year, I think, when Nicole and I had our old podcast. I talked about this, and I matched with this guy, and I thought he was like very good looking. He called me all the time, like we talked on the phone, and like we were sending pictures back and forth, and I was like, okay, perfect, like this guy's legit. But then I would ask to FaceTime, and he'd be a little too busy to ever FaceTime. And then we made plans to like go out for dinner once, and I was like, okay, like want to meet at this place at 7. And then I got blocked right away. So I was like, okay, I think I got catfished. This was not a real person. And then I actually found his name on TikTok, and he had 1 follower, and I saw it was some girl from Edmonton, and I messaged her, and she's like, dude, he's a catfish. He catfished me. And I was like, oh my God. So he's not, who knows if it was a girl, a guy, who knows? Like I had no idea who I was talking to.
Holy shit.
Weird.
Yeah, that's danger out there, right? Like
fucking world.
I come from an era where you meet someone in a pub or at a dinner or at a party, and 2 weeks later you're with that person. Like you got to know them and stuff like that. Traditionally, those things haven't worked out for me.
You got drunk.
Well, that's true.
And
myself.
they threw up in your car. Why can't we date like that?
Yeah, why can't we do that?
It's hard to meet in a bar nowadays now too.
And
well, that's
passed out.
That's
nowadays for sure. Yeah,
that's the thing. And what I've been wrestling with, because I came out of the gate with this, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be great for content. We'll do it. And then I'm like, and you don't really want to have a girlfriend, and you're totally tucked in that capacity, so it doesn't like it's not. But at the same time, I thought, well, geez, this is kind of what like there's so many people that do this, and it not just admit to it, but talk about it like it's fucking regular fare. And my head is still back in 1995, where it's like, you what on the internet? You met a woman? Is that like are you one of them losers?
Are you the Craigslist killer?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a huge hurdle for me mentally to actually take this shit seriously.
Well, it's just because COVID's ruined that, right? Like you can't like, and like especially because you like Ontario, you guys have been so locked down. At least over here in Alberta, like we can still go out and stuff like that, but like
Best
you
summer
can't
ever.
meet people at a bar anymore because you can't get up and go talk to someone. Like, so it really limits your capability of meeting someone because you have to really go the online route nowadays. And like Instagram and TikTok, for example, have also become dating apps as well.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Is the vaccine a stumble in dating apps now? Like, is there like the anti-vax and pro-vax thing
You
happening
can
on
put
dating
on
apps?
your dating profile if you are
A lot of people do.
vaccinated or not.
Oh, wow.
Apparently,
One of
a
the
lot
first
people aren't.
things, yeah, when I registered for this account, one of the first things they're like, do you want to tell people you're vaccinated?
Yeah.
If you do, hit this button and add a vaccinated badge to your profile.
Yeah,
Like,
when they
holy
came out with
fuck.
that, we talked about because anytime this shit comes out, we talk about this on our show,
Yeah.
The Locker Room.
Well, that's
Because I am
the thing.
fucking fascinated by all this shit. I have
Oh,
a
dude.
question for you. You
Yeah.
brought up something interesting, Mars, about the fact that we're very online, that things have changed, and meeting people is a little bit more difficult. Although every time I see anything from you, you seem to be in another fucking country, right?
Yeah.
So it's really bogged you
Good
down.
thing those things have GPS on them.
Yeah. So here's a question for you, Mars. Do your relationships with these guys online or girls, I don't know, we haven't gotten that far yet. Do they involve like sexy time online? Like, are you getting together and doing a little wank together and, at 10 at night?
No, I don't do that. Like, I
don't do that?
honestly, I don't. I used to when I was younger, like when, like probably I don't remember the last time I actually did that, to be completely honest with you. And
I would have a very fond memory of it if I had done it.
yeah, like I just don't. I mean, I'm sure people still do it, but not me.
What, like, I'm sorry, I'm still.
I mean, like getting on a FaceTime and
No,
beating
because,
off together.
yeah.
Like that's
Because
Yeah.
I think
literally-
the
I
reason
hear
why
this
Lachlan
happens
asked
a
that
lot.
question is because he just wanted to know, wanted a visual of Allie on the phone doing that. I'm pretty sure that's why he asked. the
Yeah,
question.
I honestly, I'm just trying to think, and I haven't done that in years. I don't think.
Yeah.
All right.
It's what it's for teenagers and young adults.
Yeah.
I mean, we fucking do, dude. I talk about this all the time. Don't send
I
pictures of your junk
Listen,
to
I
anybody.
think
Yes,
there's a
Fonz,
lot
I
more of
told you
this
this
shit
1,000
going on
times.
before. Like, I think there's a lot of freaky people out there. And I don't think
There
this
is,
is
for
just
sure.
I don't think this is just a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
I bet you Bonzi's sitting there
Yeah.
on a story right now where he.
No, well, listen, we've talked about this. I've done it before multiple times, especially when I was living over in Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and stuff. And there'd be some girls back here that wanted to, have some playtime. And I'm coming home late night from the bar. It's late there, and they might have had a few drinks as well, and off we went. But I haven't done it
Good for
since
you,
I've been
Bonzi.
part of this network, though. I know it's kind of
Thank
in a
you.
different realm now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the only way it would happen again with myself is if I really was in a pretty serious relationship with somebody, trusted them, and thought that it would be going somewhere. And if we were apart for a certain amount of time, then that would be the only time I would do it.
Mm-hmm. Mike Austin wants to see your hands in the air. He's pretty sure you're masturbating right now.
I'll be completely fucking honest with you, Dean. This podcast,
Good one, Mike.
If my wife finally wakes up one day and goes, "What the fuck have I been doing?" and leaves my ass, I am going to do all the freaky shit, no matter whether I'm involved in this podcast or not.
I'm that guy that shits in robots.
Yeah.
Well, dude, and it was funny because I was talking to my buddy the other day.
I'm not
And
going to be
he's- and
thinking
he-
about Dean Blundell Podcast Network if some girl wants to wank with me.
No, but everybody says the same thing. They're like, "Hey, Dean, you must love it. Like, you can go pick chicks up on the internet and all the others." I'm like, no, it's not for me. Like, and that's why I wanted to have you on this podcast, Al, to talk about it, because it's like there's a mental hurdle that someone like me is like, okay, listen, a lot of people know who you are. It's not like Jimmy that works at the Circle K being on a dating app or some account. Is like, if someone swipes and they see, which is why I don't have it public. If someone swipes and sees it, it's like, oh, that's the first thing that's going up on social media, right?
Oh, yeah.
So to get
You could-
ahead of it, I wanted to talk about it, and to get best practices, it was important. So when let's say a lady sends me a note and she's like, I don't even know how Bumble works. Do they send you an email? Like, I know there's inboxes.
Yeah,
What happens?
There's an inbox. So like if you
Fax?
are like swiping and you match
Do I get a
with someone,
fax, smoke signal? How does this work? Letter?
Morse code.
Snail mail.
Do I check the mailbox on Thursdays? How does it work?
In Alberta, they
carrier
just take
pigeon,
your gun
really.
and take a shot off the back balcony and hope you hear it.
Go ahead.
there's an inbox. Like, so I mean, like I said, I haven't had Bumble in a long time, but they're like, you swipe, you'll get your match and it goes into a folder. And then, like I said, that girl has 24 hours to message you. So Bumble is like, you have to wait for that girl to message you, opposed to Hinge where you can just message each other.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
That's
Okay,
gonna be
so-
a long 24 hours.
So it sounds like I don't want to be on which is fine because I can just delete the account. But
Here,
it
I'm gonna
sounds
show
like,
you. I'll show you my hint. Like, I'll show you Hinge.
oh, you're gonna show. Oh yeah, let's get some.
Here we
Hinge
go.
music going here.
Absolutely.
Can
I
we,
like this. Yeah,
can
take us through
we
your
open
profile
up a
out.
chat with anybody here, Mars?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Uh,
We'll tell you how to
maybe.
respond.
Yeah. I don't think that's a great idea. Bonds, you
So-
wanted
Okay,
to say
well,
something?
get ready
Do-
for some bikini pics.
I just wanted to ask
Oh yeah,
Allie,
we're
is
okay
it-
with all of that.
Go ahead,
does-
Bond.
is it automatic that every girl has to put on their file, whether it's our profile, Tinder, Bumble, any every last girl that I've seen when I was on these dating apps always puts not looking to fuck, basically. But you just basically said earlier that Tinder is exactly that. Yet when I was on Tinder last, every last profile says
Weekend.
not here to get laid. Is that just something every girl puts just to not look slutty?
Just to increase the odds.
Right?
I don't know. That seems
Seems
kind of
shitty.
shocking to me because Tinder, I like. You can ask anybody. Like Tinder will literally, like, they will say Tinder is the more so the
Not
hookup.
here for a hookup. Is
The
what
hookup
you
app.
see. Yeah, that's what
But
it
a
is.
lot of girls, like, I don't know. I find people are still looking. Like, you can still look for a relationship on.
Clothes are just coming
Tinder.
right off, aren't they?
gonna
Al?
say.
All right.
Things are sticking out.
Stick around for the next hour.
You just take it off. I mean, there's no point in wearing it if it just keeps falling
All
off.
right.
What is-
It was my voice, and she got all worked up.
Yeah,
like
she
my today.
knows it.
She
Yeah,
really
Yeah,
got
just
all
being
worked
back
up.
in your
Yeah.
creepy old
So-
man presence is probably doing it to her for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The break.
I'm sweating right
Old
now.
whack off
Um,
with friends in Canada.
Anyway, go ahead, Al. Continue.
Yeah, no, the Tinder thing is that you said surprises me a little bit, but I'm telling you right now, Tinder is a hookup app. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're ready.
Let's see
Okay,
this.
so let me be very clear. So Hinge gives you 3 little like snippets of like what you want to put, and they'll give you like an example. So here's my profile photo.
Yeah, you look
My-
like you're taking a leak.
Stop
No,
moving your
don't.
phone.
Yeah. Yeah, leave it up there. Let me
Oh.
see it.
Yeah, I broke
Something.
my phone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
so-
shocking.
Okay,
My most irrational fear is to be eaten by a shark.
Right. How many guys send you notes going, hey, guess what? I'm a shark.
No, I haven't gotten that yet, actually.
Num,
Bucket
num,
of
num.
chum doesn't
Chomp,
say that.
chomp. Okay, eaten
Okay,
by a shark.
so-
Go ahead.
Then the next.
This is where you see everything. So, my
Yeah.
birthday, or sorry, my
29,
age, my
5'1".
height, where I live,
Yeah.
if I like to drink,
You
smoke.
don't smoke. You don't. No, you don't smoke cannabis. It says in there. Right?
No.
That's good.
Oh.
Oh, you don't.
No,
Oh,
Just
fascinating.
drop the
And
point.
then,
let's.
um,
Atheist. I love that.
from Niagara.
Perfect. Yep. And then the
That's
next
another
picture.
photo.
Can we get a close up on that?
Creepy bastard.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
I feel like I feel like I'm on the inside. Okay,
Jesus
continue.
Christ.
Continue. Yeah. Next one.
Okay, and
Went all
then
Monty
And
on.
then the next one is okay. So you want to have like a picture of like you in somewhat like a state of disrobement, and you
like
also
this,
want
I
to have
look good
one
here,
of you.
but it's because I'm all
A
dolled up. Like I
profile,
got my
yeah, like a
glasses
headshot.
done, my nails
Yeah.
are done.
Well, you're hot, right? Like that's
Like
Well,
a profile.
sometimes.
Like
Yeah.
you want you want to show that you got a LinkedIn and you've got a Instagram kind of thing.
Don't hate me if I own you at Mario Kart.
a Monopoly. Oh, that's like shooting fish in a barrel, though. Like every
And
loser
then-
dude plays Mario Kart. Yeah,
Another
then there's the hot
photo.
bikini. Was that the one you lost in Mexico?
No, I have this one. I lost another 2. And then,
Two
of
other
course,
ones.
I had a smiling one. You know, I gotta
60.
show an actual.
Oh yeah, there you go. Beautiful. So how many pictures do you put? 5 pictures up? Is that the deal? 6? How many pictures do you put up? Tons.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Is there a rule for that? Like, do you want to have certain kinds of pictures? Headshot, back shot.
No sunglasses.
I
is-
noticed
is
a
big thing,
lot.
right?
Yeah, no
I-
shades.
No
I have
shade.
sunglasses
Girls
like
don't
on
like
in all
that
of those
either.
photos.
Really? Why
No,
shades?
her that one the headshotty looking one doesn't have sunglasses. I don't think.
I have sunglasses on this one.
That one, yeah.
Okay, let me, hang on.
And this
Bonds.
one.
Yeah, let me put that one up. Zoom in on
different
that a
roles.
little bit, if you can, just to have a look. Yeah, yeah. That's no. I see. I didn't even know you had a head in that picture.
My photographer takes good photos.
Yes, your photographer does take great photos.
South Stance would like a butt shot.
That's what
if,
you need to do. Just talk to
that's
your
available.
photographer, Dean, and get him to take some shots for you.
It's
That's
my
all.
girlfriend Gina. She's like my
Oh,
photographer.
okay.
The one
Yeah.
you guys
See,
met in Miami.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Does Dean have to have?
I was just going to say, what does
pictures?
Dean need on his profile?
Can he just have one?
Yeah,
Right?
one picture.
I
This one.
think Hinge you can put do that.
How's
That's
that?
the one.
Okay,
That's
this is what I
gold.
would recommend. Like,
'Kay.
have like a nice, like, take a picture of you like podcasting. Like, that's a good photo. Like a
Nope.
picture with a friend, maybe
Nope.
like outside. Like, but
Don't
just
have
please don't do
those.
the fish thing.
I won't. Just so you know, Al, I am not wired to go and take pictures of myself.
Just
No
you know,
guy
me
is.
one of
You know-
these. Hold on.
What's that? What are you doing?
Yeah.
She's showing us the picture not to take.
No,
You
the
need
light.
you need
that's
a
what you
little
need.
ring light.
Oh, a
light.
ring
Ring
light.
light.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Jesus.
Helps brighten you up a little, Deaner. Makes you look a little more
This
fresh.
seems like
and
you know what?
youthful.
It seems like way more work doing all that shit than it does just going to meet somebody. Like that's
know.
that's
Where
what
are you
I
going
can't
to
get over.
go? Fucking
And the
Loblaws right now?
Well, yeah, I'll
He
go to
doesn't have to
Loblaws
get
and
it.
get chicks.
Costco delivered.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
about
fish-
it.
Delivery
The
lady.
Costco delivery lady?
Last question. No, definitely not her. Trust me. Last question. Is it true? Quote, someone just said this to me. All the hewers are on christianmingle.com. Yes or no?
Well, I don't see. Like, I don't know because I don't have Christian Mingle.
Yes.
You think I'm gonna go on Christian Mingle?
Bonzi.
Not at
Jesus.
all. No, but I know, guys.
You know
do.
what? Yeah, I have an idea for
The
the
answer is
picture, Dean. You should just
What's
get just do a photo shot with your Trans Am and post that.
Go sit on the hood.
Smoking your vape.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah,
sure there's
smoking a
no
vape
cough
for
or
sure.
Smoking your vape.
you know?
With your Trans Am behind you.
Part of me wants to
I just-
come up with the most ridiculously stupid profile just to
That's
see
what
how
I
many
would do.
people are like, I'm dating that guy.
I just-
That's
You
crazy.
should send me some photos and I can approve or deny them.
Ah, there you go.
Okay. All right.
That's actually a good idea. Well, like
Yeah.
a
Do you
consultant.
want to manage my account?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
I would
can't
love to
imagine-
manage your account.
Okay.
I can't imagine.
I'll
how-
find you a nice lady.
I'm
Is
not
there
looking for one.
anybody that does a better job
He doesn't
of
like the
getting
nice
other
ones.
people to do shit for him? He's got
Nobody.
James
No
writing
shit.
his fucking profile. Now he's got Allie. All this was just somebody to figure out what pictures to put up there.
Yeah.
Oh, it
But
was.
now he wants Allie to fucking manage the account and talk to the girls
I know we
too.
called it right at the start, Locke. He's looking for love. He is,
Yeah.
but he won't admit it.
He's wooking per nub.
Yeah,
No. Do you legitimately think I'm going to hand
No.
an account over to someone I work with because I'm looking for love? Do you really think that that's what I'm doing?
I think it's
You
what
know
it's
me.
leading to.
Locke, you know me, right?
I'm confused by this because at first I kind of thought that that this was you were trying to present this as, oh, it's just for content, guys, but you were actually serious about dipping your toe into the dating world. I will say that, but you keep saying things that throw me about that as a potential possibility.
Like what?
I don't know. Just
Tone? Is it my tone?
no, because
Well, here's the thing. I want to see how it works. And if Allie's able to,
Well, how are you going to see it if somebody else is running it?
here's what I think you should
she'll
do.
tell me.
I'm just trying
Vaughn,
Give me a book report
and
every
these are-
day.
These are
These
guys that
my
are matching with.
matches, and you
Of
get
course.
like matches, and then you can
Oh,
Uh-oh.
you just matched with Harry.
and then you can talk to them.
Yeah.
Harry Truck Nuts.
Harry
Yeah,
Truck
he-
Nuts. Yeah.
Just
hey,
made his
here's
day.
what I think you should do. If you're serious about taking a dance in this fucking gymnasium, okay?
I'm
Yeah, I think you are. And I think you need to
No.
today I think you need to decide whether or not you want to do this. And I
do.
swear to God, this is what you should do.
What?
Because we're all fucking listen, if you don't do this for yourself, you should be doing this for us. You should
Yeah,
be
Dean.
They really
being
should
so
be.
fucking selfish.
No kidding.
What you need to do is because we will live vicarious through you, right?
Yep.
Now, I think what you should do is you should fucking open up this account, put
For
your
all of us?
fucking real name on it, put real pictures.
My real name is on it.
It's going to be all over the fucking
You have
news.
it. I don't
Spice.
care.
Right.
Ghosting.
Yeah, I don't even know what that you mean. Like I haven't turned it on. No, I haven't.
Put honest shit in there,
Maybe I should turn
and
it
then
on.
see what actually happens.
Let me see your profile.
I don't even
He
know where
doesn't
to
want to
get
show
it.
it because he's done something there. That
That's
doesn't-
it.
No,
yeah,
I
he's trying to hide it.
Oh, it says
Signing
lovable,
in.
You write the
adoring,
profile.
caring.
Yeah.
Be honest about this shit.
I love teddy bears.
Sweet.
Rainbows are
Sweet.
my favorite, and long walks holding
I'm a
hands.
sweet dad.
I love listening to women cry. It's the best.
At 11 a.m., I turn on jazz
Yeah,
music.
I'm looking for an emotionally dependent female.
That's right.
I'm into personal grooming.
More
If you're
emotional,
not
the
in,
better.
if you're not into crying in the shower for no reason, I'm not into you.
Yeah, the more mental maladies you have, the better. I
Yeah.
hope you're all fucked up.
The more meds you have, the better chance you got. To.
I want to
Monty,
fix
don't
you.
you have a dating profile too?
Oh, do we
I-
need to open up that can?
I
Oh
do
my
have
God.
a-
Jesus,
I'm not
Mark.
putting that anywhere near my computer. Fuck, I'll end up on a watch list
Can't
with some
even
police
get into
department.
this thing now. I swear to God, I can't even get into it.
I have dating profiles. Yes, they have not been opened. True story. And I can't tell you the last time I was on Tinder or Bumble or anything like that.
Okay, here's
your
the
He
deal.
show's
uses
comment
the
section.
podcast network and the
Yeah.
columns, the
Here-
chat
And I
section
just drunk
is
see
his
it?
dating
people
app.
like
Can
you.
you see it?
Oh
Can you see
yeah.
it? So it says incognito or something in there. Yeah, right underneath the thing.
It's,
Okay, what
yeah, it's
picture
all
did you
blurry.
use?
I used the one I told you, a
Photo?
screen
The
grab of me
screenshot.
that was in a post because I'm like, I'm not fucking putting up a picture.
You know,
Yeah.
like it looks when boomers take pictures for Facebook profiles. That's what Dean's
That's what it
profile
looks-
picture looks like. It looks
That's
like
what
he
I
looks like he
You
was
think
confused by the
Do you
camera.
think I am serious about hooking up or finding a wife when I'm incognito and
You know-
took me 5 minutes to get into it? I'm like, how the
I think
fuck
you should
can't
put
remember where it is.
pictures of just Ellen up.
Is this thing on?
You know what Dean can do? If all you're looking for is some love, maybe you go to
I know.
Ashley Madison.
No,
Can we just go straight to Ashley?
There you go,
Madison?
bud.
That was a
Sleep with the
furniture
married
store.
woman.
there you go, bud. I'm not
There
looking
you go.
for
If you're
that.
looking for
I'm kidding.
angry husbands
well,
to be chasing you,
Here's a question. Here's a question, and I was thinking about this. Yeah, I'm like, because it asks you for an age filter in these things, right?
Yeah.
I haven't filled it out yet. And I'm
What are
like,
you looking for? A young
well,
hottie
what's
or?
no? What is? Because I'm all good with age. I like 55 to 35. Is 35 too young? Is 40 young enough? Or should I be going younger than 30? Like, what is for a 48-year-old dude that looks like me, acts like me, is as cool as me? What do you put on
See,
for
this is
the
why we
age
need
filter?
to do
As
this
modest
for real.
as him,
We need to do this.
Definitely.
As awesomely humble as I am,
and
all that.
modest, yeah.
I'd probably put 30 to.
You wanna be
18
able
years
to
is too much.
talk to them.
18 years is too much.
No, it's not really.
No.
What are you going to relate to, though?
How old is your oldest
Oh,
kid?
they'll find. They'll
22.
figure it out.
Okay, 22.
Yeah,
Don't-
so 8 years between the kid.
Okay, so I didn't know that. So I would do
Put 10 years in. 32.
35.
32, 35? 35 out?
35 is good.
Yeah, because
35.
under
Swansea.
35 to me just feels
Want to know what I
creepy.
have?
Yeah. Do you like the dragons? You like the old dudes? You went up to 60, didn't you?
Lachlan
wants
Oh,
a
no,
Lachlan, it's in
actually,
your-
I
it's
didn't
in your
realize
park.
this, but I'm only 30 to 41.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna just fix that real quick. Back up to 50.
Now that
Now I've
Dean's
got a-
coming
now
in,
I've got a shot.
Dean's
I gotta
coming
get
in
out of
hot.
here. Now, what happened? Okay, here's the
49.
question. Because I've seen people on this, like I flipped through it, and I've seen people I know, like where I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? This is the weirdest shit. Do you swipe? And I wouldn't because I know them, but do you swipe on it if you know them, or is that a bad move? I heard that's a sour move.
Oh,
I've done it, but then you like open up the conversation with like LOL in caps or something.
Oh,
You got to start using LOL, Dean.
Yeah.
I am so excited about this. I can't even tell you.
I want a daily report with screenshots every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
5
I
minutes.
match with
podcast.
people I know, but like that's because I mean I know everybody. So
Yeah. All right. So 35 upper end demo. Am I 55? Should I be focusing on? Should I stretch it to 60 and see what happens?
you could find a nice little sugar mama.
Yeah. Right.
60
be
is a
all right.
little old. No, Dean. I think 57.
60
56,
is the guy
57.
died, her husband died on her and left her a bunch of money.
No,
So
but
you
I've
might
seen
as well
some.
open that up.
I've seen some 60 smoke. on
Maybe.
this
Well,
app,
maybe
too.
60 is the
honestly.
new
Yeah.
50.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you- Yeah.
I'm gonna be
All right.
smoking hot when I'm 60, so I would do
I know.
60.
Yeah, it's not though. It's not those apps. You're gonna find the confident, really, really confident ones, like they have seniors dating apps. That's where those people are going to go. The older,
Yeah.
older folks.
Look, you qualify for like half these apps and a whole bunch of communities.
He has a crossover.
Honestly, am I in the seniors one at 52 already?
There's one called
I'll
Our
fucking
Time.
nail some old bird.
That is the one. Our Time.
Which one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Our
now,
Time.
this is going to be a shock lock, but you've motored all the way through. Like your demo is motored through these apps.
Yeah.
There's one called Our Time where it's 50 plus, just 50 plus. You cannot be under 50.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I made it.
Dude, you'd wreck that.
Finally
stuff,
made
dude.
it.
All right. Well, Al, when we finish up, so we'll let you go, but because I know you got a show to do coming up here in a couple minutes. But
I got time. I
Okay,
pushed
cool.
everything back today.
You're the sweetest. But I'm going to send you, as soon as I'm done this thing, I'm going to send you I'm trying to get the login information for this shit, and I'll send it to you, and then we're going to work on a profile, and we're going to watch how this shit works, because that's
still think you need
human
to get
nature.
Creepy James
Excited.
to do your profile.
Not a
It's
chance.
Right.
No way.
I am
Put his
really
comments
good
up, you'll
at
see.
what I do.
He did really
think
well.
I'll
I know
do
you
a
are.
good job.
Dude, I think you're the best in the world at
Even
it.
though I'm not dating right now, but let's help you.
You know what someone's gonna say is they're gonna hook up with you and they're gonna go, it's odd. It sounds like a 29-year-old woman made your profile for you.
Make sure you use the word "like" a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Party
I don't
on.
even. I have.
Party on, Garth. Put that in there.
Do you have
Party
access to
on.
anybody else's accounts, or will this be the only other account other than yours you have access to? Because I want to give you full range. Do whatever you want.
I
on
do
this
not
thing.
manage anyone's accounts. Like fucking.
I think this is a
Perfect.
business for you, Al. I think
This is a good business opportunity.
Call yourself Cyrano. Just call it the app called Cyrano, and you just write
Yeah.
everybody's Cyrano de Bergerac. You just
right,
do
I'll
all their
find
work
you
for
a
them.
nice lady.
Don't. It's not the point, but
Sure.
we're gonna go through the exercise, right?
Again, I don't know what the fuck to think about this whole thing. I'm entertained by it, but I'm not sure what your motivation is.
Dean's
That's my
gonna find what's that, like a diamond in the rough on these dating apps, and it's gonna happen because it happens when you least expect it, right? Oh, I'm not trying, I'm not looking. Next thing you know, old Diener's gonna be walking down the aisle. Locke, you'll be the best man. Me and Lindley will be there. James,
I can
will be there.
100% guarantee you that'll never happen.
I better be in the wedding party since I matched that lady.
Yeah, for sure you will be.
Yeah.
But it's never happening.
Or
You know why it's never
you
happening?
might just get someone to come over on Saturday night and
I
lick
was
the
just gonna
underside
say.
of your nuts.
Yeah, when when the girl from the Acura dealership leaves, it'll be somebody else.
Allie Mars is my friend, and she is a hell of a podcaster. And fellas, ladies, all alike, she kind of represents a whole cross section of people. It's called Welcome to Mars. It's the name of her podcast. Get it wherever you get your podcast: Google, Apple, Spotify, etc. Follow her on Twitter at the Allie Mars. Is that correct?
My
Allie
Twitter
Marston?
is Allie Marston, but then my podcast one is Welcome to Mars with 2 Z's.
2 Zs. Okay.
2 Zs.
And where can we find you on Instagram?
At the Allie Mars on Instagram, and then Welcome to Mars podcast on Instagram.
Do you have any idea how much I love you? And not
I
like
love
that.
you more.
I think you're the best. Yeah, you're awesome.
Thanks, Allie.
Absolutely the freest spirit. Thanks, Al. Really appreciate your help. Good
Bye,
to see
Al.
you again.
Thanks, Allie.
Bye.
The Allie Mars, ladies and gentlemen, maybe the sweetest lady I know. She's a sweetheart. She's
Yeah,
gonna
she is.
run
She's
that.
great.
She's gonna run that fucking
know what
Bumble account.
You know what I like about Allie is you can throw fucking anything at her too, right?
Yeah,
Like
she's
anything. So
fun.
and she doesn't. There's no stumbling and right.
No, she'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
She
Yeah.
just keeps rolling.
Still think you got a shot, Bonds? I think I got more of a shot than you. That's what it looked like. For sure.
I don't know. You're kind of creepy with her today, Dean. It's the first time I've seen you get that creepy.
Never creepy. I am never creepy.
Asking her to zoom in on her boobies, and then
Yeah. That
and
was
then
for
you're pointing at her
you.
with
You got a
Ross
little
said, "I want
crazy
it."
there.
Oh,
did it
thanks,
for
Dean.
you.
That's mighty nice of you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah,
All right.
that's mighty. I love you.
Speaking of hot chicks, Zoe Carey joins us.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Zoe Carey in the back of her pickup. What do you got? Are you all right? Zoe, my friend,
very
how are you? Great to see you. Nice that you joined us. What's up? Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, he does.
Nope.
Liar.
I got
Just
a
doesn't want to talk
Hyundai.
about it.
Got two of them.
No, I don't. I don't have a fucking drink.
You need a Trans Am.
Okay, here's
It's got
I do.
louvre.
If I would
on the
drive
back.
one if I had one.
It's got
Yeah.
louvers on the back window and everything. It's
Go ahead,
hot.
Zoe.
The one with the Cobra on the front too. Like
Dice in the mirror.
I would drive
The
that.
T roof.
Yeah, I would drive that.
Yep.
What's your second question?
Fuck
Dude,
you.
we'll go. Yeah, we'll go. Seriously, I'll take you. We'll
Oh.
go. It'll be a fun time.
I think Zoe's audio's out, guys.
No, I can hear Zoe's audio.
We can, but the
we
crowd
can,
can't.
but other people can't.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like.
The same thing happened to James the other day.
Log out and log back in again, Zoe, if you can.
We can hear you, but the crowd
just
can't.
log out, log back
The
in.
audience can't hear you.
Like, just get out, hit the link again, and
Sign-
come back
yeah.
in. See if we can. Okay,
thank
guys,
you for
we're
the
working on it.
comments. Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
Yeah. No, appreciate that.
Holy shit! Look at all these comments. No sound.
Yeah.
Fuck,
okay,
I love
someone's
our
watching.
people. I love our people. Can't hear. Jameis, no audio.
Danielle Baker. No audio on Zoe. That's called engagement. That's what I'm thankful for. And there's like 100 more. Anyway, Zoe's going to come back in a
think of
second.
Look at South Island's
that Bumble
football
site
club
there,
right
Oh,
there.
Diener, when you put that picture of Ellen up next to a Trans Am.
The last comment. Last comment's good too.
Oh, South Stance could suck it. Whatever. He
Do you
thinks
know
I'm
this guy?
funny. I don't know who it is, but I backed him up earlier. Said he had a funny comment. Then the guy goes and slags me.
Oh, no, but I think he's just kind of like collegially joining in the group, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No-
relax. Fuck,
Oh,
are you ever
relax.
tied
All right,
up?
let's test out
Yeah.
Zoe here. Zoe, how
Can
are
you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you guys share it? Comment on this if you can
Comment.
hear Zoe, everybody.
Can
If
you
you
hear
can send us
Zoe?
a comment, you can hear Zoe, and then we'll get this cooking.
So am I here to
All
talk
right,
about
cool.
J.K. Rowling? Is that what's going on?
No, fuck. We're not talking about her. Oh, fuck. James has this boner for J.K. Rowling because it's like the only thing he reads about, so he thinks everybody else does and nobody else does. But he's listening and watching, and I love him anyway. How
Yeah,
are
she
you?
She could still go fuck herself. But no, I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
Not bad. You're in the back of your semi right now. What are you hauling?
I'm in the back of my Peterbilt.
Your
I can't see the-
Peterbilt.
I
Look
got
at
a
that.
I got a Pete now.
are ya?
I am actually just in Whitby. I'm kind of between loads. I actually got a new job.
Me too.
Dean's trying to fix that with a dating app right now.
Well, maybe I'll run into you on there. I'm hauling cars now. Actually, I got what I considered my dream job as hauling enclosed automobiles, so like high end.
Rolling parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah, we do like a lot of higher end stuff. So like I've been doing a ton of Porsches. I had like 3 like crazy Z cars today or like yesterday, like an old 240, a 300, and the new like the prototype one, which was kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I actually really like what I'm doing now. I'm like bumping into docks and
Where
shit,
do you pick
so.
them up and where do they go?
Pick them up anywhere, and then we take them to, again, it's anything. We'll pick up from somebody's house. We'll pick up from the rail yard, the CN rail yard. We'll pick up.
So
We'll pick up
you'll take
anything.
like Snowbird's cars from here and bring them down to Florida for them and stuff
Yep.
like that. Yeah.
That's cool.
one
So
thing.
you're crossing the border then.
Oh yeah, I've
Ladies
been
and
crossing
gentlemen, this is a responsible truck driver joining us today with a
I've been
vaccine.
Way to go.
Three. And actually, I've been crossing the border. I was doing dry van there for the last like 9 months, but I was crossing the border twice a week. So
So, can
And,
I ask you a question then?
sure.
I don't know if you've been watching the news, Zoe, but your profession is being misrepresented by, I don't know, a whole bunch of domestic terrorists. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, Lindley and me have been. I've been kind of, been hard in the paint on this one.
Yeah.
Been
Hard in the paint. I love it.
Yeah.
just been going. I actually got tired of like arguing with like friends and stuff like that because like I have so many people on my Facebook and whatnot that I consider to be smart individuals, and I'm kind of disappointed that they're not. or at least falling for this bullshit. So it's just
let me just clear something up, because I want to, for my own sanity here. Is there a fucking convoy? Is this even happening? Are there a bunch of trucks heading to Ottawa right now?
I have no clue. They'd be coming down from Northern Ontario or like up in that area right now, and I haven't seen shit. I've seen people post on Facebook. There was one I kind of laughed. It was I don't know if you guys ever cross into Detroit at Windsor.
Yeah.
Well, some days if U.S. Customs is like on break or whatever, switch over, the lineup's like all the way from the bridge to the 401. It's just crap. Well, somebody posted a video of that recently saying that it was the people supporting the convoy, and I'm like, dumbass, at 5 o'clock every afternoon, that's pretty much how it is. Like,
right. Yeah.
Well,
it's literally like if you've been to the Peace Bridge, or if you've been to the bridge, the Ambassador Bridge in Windsor, have you done not the tunnel? I don't think there's a lot of freight that goes through the tunnel. It's usually all the Ambassador Bridge, right? You get off the 401, you head down towards the Ambassador, drops you off on I-75. You make your way to the lodge. I've been there many, many times. And what you're saying then, Zoe, is that there are people in this group that are domestic terrorists. That's all they are. That are taking pictures of something that happens every Friday afternoon or every weekday afternoon at the border, saying, "Oh, by the way, this is because no one's allowed to truck without a vaccine." Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's total.
How many
total
people
bullshit
in the trucker community? Like, let's compare it to the percentage in Canada. What's our percentage right now? We're at 85 vaxxed across the country, maybe more.
87 actually they're saying now.
So 87, and that's 12 plus, Lindley?
Yeah.
No, that's like 87% of truckers.
No,
of
the
country.
Overall population.
Oh,
yeah.
Country itself, I think it's 80 to 85, I think, at this point.
Okay, so and in the trucker community, Zoe,
it's higher.
It's higher. So you guys have a rather responsible community. So there's a smaller percentage of people within the trucking community compared to the rest of society that are unvaxxed.
Yeah, I would say I'd say it's probably equivalent to what the average is for the states or for the country. I don't know why I said the states. But like personally, like I don't know a single trucker who's not vaccinated. Like when I got hired, because I just started this new job just after Christmas, and it's am I still there? Sorry.
Yeah, you're still
here. Yeah, you're here. Sorry, we're just
sorry. I saw some weird message come up there, but no. Yeah, like they were even asking. They're like, yeah, you need to be vaccinated for this job, sort of thing, and we need you to be vaccinated. I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm 3 times vaccinated. Like it's not an issue. And I even said to the guy, I'm like, no, of course I've got it. I'm not an idiot. Like it's one of those things. And I don't know really another single trucker who's not vaccinated that I know. Like most businesses that we go into, you have to be obviously to cross the border. Like if you go out to the East Coast, I think was it New Brunswick when I went out there? They were checking people. Like this was last year
at the borders.
Yeah, so like it depends. It goes from province to province. Like it's not totally the same, but like it's not the same everywhere. Like obviously I went out west and it was never a problem. Like nobody ever even looked at you.
Is there a huge conversation within the trucker community about the supply chain issue?
No, it's not a thing. Like it's just absolutely nothing. Like it's the freight's still coming no matter what.
This is the whole thing.
And the only issue that I've seen where there's any sort of like possibility of a supply chain issue is actually just like everybody's been seeing at the marine terminals, whereas basically they can't unload the trucks fast or unload the ships fast enough and get them onto the trucks. There will be lineups of just empty trucks or like with just like the rails that they clip the actual containers clip onto. There'll be trucks lined up as far as the eye can see, waiting to get unloaded, and waiting to get loaded to get out of there, and it's just they can't do it fast
the
enough.
ports are having problems with their own people being sick with COVID, so they're short-staffed. There's been a supply chain issue since the beginning of the pandemic, which is true, and it's because of people getting sick and not having enough people to do it. But it's been an issue, like I say, for 2 years now. We've had problems with semiconductors, we've had problems with car parts, we've had all this shit going down. So what they've done is they've glommed onto this, and that's why you're not seeing truckers dealing with this or yelling and screaming. And you might see a very small, loud majority or minority, I should say, when the majority of the people are like, this isn't an issue. Like people like Zoe. Yeah, I'm just going on with my daily life. Everything's fine. Borders fine. Borders moving. Trucks are moving. It's a grift, and it's a smoke and mirrors, dog and pony, Wizard of Oz that somebody is using to grift, and that's all it is.
Let me play a video here for you. Zoe,
and they're doing it on the backs of truckers. Sorry, I should have said that.
So just to exactly. So to add to what Ryan said, to kind of further what Zoe said, if I was to brass tacks what's happening for people, like if you said, Kate, explain to me in like 2 sentences or less. The same people that racist Pat King, Pat King, the guy who wasn't allowed to go do karaoke to let out his frustrations. Remember him, this guy? Who actually was Global's expert on convoy trucking. This is a neo-Nazi, racist, white supremacist that Global is now using.
Great vetting.
As a here's what's going on with the trucking convoy. But I can tell you that it's all the same people. Like it is all the same losers, and they've just found other losers and other grifters who legitimately want to go to Ottawa. This is the goal, to go to Ottawa to arrest and hang the Prime Minister of this country. And all
this
of our
weekend?
politicians.
Like,
that is what they say is happening
for
this weekend.
Yeah.
Let me just put this. This is from this group was shut down. Convoy to Ottawa 2022 Facebook group shut down last night. My friend over at Vaxxers Anti, one of the best Twitter accounts. This is he's been documenting the Facebook conversations, right? This is the Facebook conversation of these people who are not truckers, as Zoe has just told us, who is a trucker. And all the truckers that she knows are all vaccinated, and the ones that aren't are all working domestic routes. So whatever, but this is the goal. Question, what is the plan once we reach Ottawa? The plan is once they get there to sit in the Capitol until the government gives full resignation. They're trying to make the government resign. Ends every single government COVID mandate restriction or passport, even if it takes weeks of having no supply. So they want to fucking penalize people in Ottawa and everywhere to the point where they're threatening, like Terry Thompson here, who I would love to go and visit him and watch him legitimately work a skadoodle. I don't think he could. So he says 2 words, rope tree. This guy, Kevin Haltrop, says, well, you got a few hog trailers, a bunch of dump trucks, a number of reefers, and I think a bulldozer. You could get rid of Trudeau and the whole Liberal Party, Robert Picton style. Robert Picton, in case you is a guy who murdered 40 Indigenous hookers and stabbed them to death and then fed them to his pigs.
Jesus Christ.
These are the conversations that are happening in that group.
Can't this get you in big trouble? Comments like that?
Well, interestingly enough, it does.
It's funny that you say that.
Though.
That group was taken down, and there is a repost now, actually.
Yeah.
That somebody invited me to, and I just deleted it. And
can I just give you guys my where my confusion stems from?
Sure.
So last week I went away to Jasper, a really close friend of the family. We consider this kid a son, like very close. Finally just said screw it, did a very small wedding out in Jasper, and we went out. Before I left, I didn't hear anything about the trucker convoy or the Karen convoy or anything, and I unplugged for the weekend. We left on Thursday, drove out Thursday, and we drove back Monday. I saw you guys on the DMs in the Twitter making fun of this trucker convoy. It's not real. It's a grift. Da-da-da-da-da. Gofundme. And I was completely fucking lost. I had no idea. I get back to work on Tuesday, and I haven't been on the pod yet. And all of a sudden, we got people attacking us, like literally 10 minutes after we did a newscast, and we did a story about the trucker convoy and about the GoFundMe page, because that was the news on Tuesday. We get people honest that we're not covering it. What are you? You're mainstream media. You should be reporting. And I'm like, what the fuck is the trucker convoy? Like, why is everybody so wound up about this fucking trucker convoy? So then I come on the pod on Tuesday, and then you guys tell me that it's not real, that the whole thing is fake. Then I go back to work on Wednesday, and we got people mad at us that we're not reporting it again. And now I got people on me, and then I said, is Dean and the fucking Blundell podcast, are they wrong? Is there 100,000 trucks heading to Ottawa?
No.
Right, like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I come back here, and you guys are telling me it's fake. I got people mad at me on the radio show for not reporting on something that I don't know whether is fake or fucking real. And every time I come on one show or the next, I'm getting bombarded with it. Like, where the fuck is the trucks? Like, where are they?
Yeah. Have you seen any pictures of the trucks yet?
I have. I'll
to
show
answer
you a
this.
video.
Yeah,
I'll show you a
this is
video.
gonna...
There is now. I'm going to play this for you. Surprise! It's from Rebel News.
Oh, shocking!
From what year?
No, this is from like last week.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it was yesterday. I'm not too sure. They don't have a date for this. This is the video that Rebel is circulating. This is near Winnipeg. I have gone through this video. I sent the video to someone to have it analyzed. I talked to some people in Winnipeg today. What you're seeing here is about 20 to 30 semi-trucks passing through Winnipeg that just stopped. So these are all either, and you don't know if it's 5 trucks at the start that are part of this, 7 trucks and 50 cars at the start of this like legitimate traffic jam outside of Winnipeg. But let me play this for you because it does give credo, because someone sent this to me today and I'm like, let me dig into this. And when I did dig into it, what I found was, once again, it is an absolute ruse, because when you look at the video, dude, when you see the video, and this is being perpetuated on you and me and everybody else.
By people
these
you
videos
elected.
and pictures of empty shelves that came from London, England, actually Newcastle, England, a couple of Walmarts in Nebraska, and a grocery store in Nova Scotia prior to a snowstorm, or just after a snowstorm. And they're saying that these are empty shelves. All of our government officials are saying this is happening. It is not. Now, when I say all the government officials, I mean the conservative and the PPC ones that are using this to generate money, revenue, and attention. So there's that. It is not happening. But this is the actual convoy of super geniuses that have decided to block traffic in Winnipeg. I don't know when this is from, but as you can see, is a Rebel News thing, which fucking grosses me out that I got to play it. But you can see all the trucks, right? So, maybe a mile's worth of trucks here. Right towards the back, right now, they all turn into cars. That is now just a traffic jam. So that's just, they're trying to tell everybody there's miles of traffic. There is not. They think that there are 500,000. There are 192 cars that started this, and it's down to like 60.
Yeah, because they were just told by Tamara Litch put a statement out saying that, oh, hey, just so you guys know, just because you registered as participants, you might not get money, just so you know. There's not enough money to go around for everybody. So all I can think of is how many people just did U-turns and went fucking home because they were there to get their free money.
Yeah.
So
Locke, to explain it.
Wonder where the money's going to go, though.
That's what I want to know.
A few key losers in Alberta, and I'm telling you this because this is your fucking province, is where this is coming from, have teamed up with a few key agitators in politics and in news media to perpetuate one of the greatest fucking pranks in the history of this country. That is what we are watching.
Fun.
It is fun.
Like
saran
wrap on a toilet.
It's got
Zoe,
sorry.
real quick, let me just have you seen any, like, you talked to other truckers obviously on the CB, right? Hey, beer belly to rubber ducky, come on in, rubber ducky.
They only get like maybe a kilometer of distance unless you have like an illegal one, but I just got a basic one. So
okay, so you talked to other guys, right?
Yeah,
people.
Oh yeah, I've talked to a few guys. I got a friend who's coming back. I think he went out to Calgary last week, or I think he's on his way back right now. And he's saying there's more he's saying there's more issues with people being in the ditch in Northern Ontario than there is with it. Like he's like, what's the point? Like they should be teaching these people how to drive better than what they're doing. It's way more important.
It's
like
metaphoric.
And according to actually your friend Theo Fleury, I guess he told Fox News that there was 1.4 million trucks going to Ottawa.
Oh, he sure did.
I saw that on Twitter before it came on.
We got it.
Like, really?
We got it. This is how fucking like this is. And guys, listen. I'm just giving you facts here.
I'm so
like
confused.
we've brought receipts, we brought facts, and we've got a trucker on with us to talk about it to tell you that it's a fucking ruse.
I don't speak for all truckers, just so
Right.
everybody knows. And
No,
I don't
of course
speak
not.
For the
I'm gonna
company that
snap.
I work for.
I got like people on me to report on something that
dude,
doesn't exist. And, like,
If
it's
Lachlan,
you
just-
want to
always
go
remember-
on the air and tell these people tomorrow morning they're fucked. Like they are legitimately fucked. It is
Well, I
like
did that
Alberta
all
is
morning.
under the spell
Like-
of the bullshit.
Like
me
we
play
have
this
been. Sorry, before you go, let me just really quick. Like we've been for 2 fucking years, Lachlan. The loudest are the minority, and the quietest are the majority. So now you're seeing the loudest come up with another fucking hocus pocus. They're talking about anti-Semitic
people-
or
Ryan,
anti-Semitic things. Go ahead.
A lot of people this is why I'm so frustrated right now, because the waters get so muddied.
Yeah.
Like we're not just talking about a demonstration about being upset about vaccine mandates. It goes from that to a GoFundMe, the Maverick Party, anti-Semitism, white supremacy. We're like everything is getting thrown into.
Yep.
So all sides are doing this weird sort of. The right and the left are all doing this weird kind of approach to this thing.
It's a
and
vacuum.
And I kept saying this morning, I just want to know if there is a convoy. If people
there
are
is not.
phoning me and texting me and yelling at me because I'm not reporting, or I should be reporting on something
Easy.
that is happening.
Easy.
Why are these people so fucking mad at me that don't even drive trucks about something
Here's
that
an
doesn't
easy way
exist?
here's an easy way to figure it out. How much of your news that you report on your morning show do you get from Theo Fleury?
None.
Okay, so now let's play this clip, and you tell me if you're going to go and report this back, because this is who is telling everybody, and everybody is falling for it. It's literally the biggest. You're right. There
This is
isn't a
Theo
better word than prank.
Yeah, it's a prank. Dude, this is Theo Fleury on with Laura Ingraham on Fox News. Was it yesterday or today?
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Theo Fleury. Never
believe
finished high
yesterday.
school. Theo Fleury. Anti-vaxxer to the tits. Theo Fleury.
And
mentally disturbed.
traitorous
let's
fuck.
Let's play the video. This is him lying, or he's been lied to and he's just like, whatever, this is the number I got. Lying about the whole thing to like 11 million homes in the United States yesterday on Laura Ingraham on Fox. Watch this.
NHL phenom and two-time Olympic gold medalist. Theo, great to see you. It does seem like there is a subtle creep by leaders here in the United States to make us more like Canada. But in your estimation, as a Canadian, that would be a mistake?
Yes, very much so. Basically for the last 2 years, we've had a prime minister who has vaccine derangement syndrome, where every day he stands up at the stump and that's all he talks about. He doesn't talk about the economy. He doesn't talk about the supply chain. He doesn't talk about, us losing our rights, lockdowns, nothing. It's just straight vaccines. But what's happening, Laura, is right now in Canada, we have one of the biggest revolutions happening, and you probably haven't heard about it because nobody's talking about it. But right now there's 50,000 truckers and about 1.4 million people headed to the Parliament in Ottawa, and they're going to stay there until Trudeau resigns or they give us back all of our freedoms.
That's what he believes.
Where does he
Give me a
get
sec.
this from?
Give me a sec. Just breathe. Theo Fleury just told Laura Ingraham, Fox News, 11 million people, maybe 10, probably 5 now, maybe 3, 1.5. Americans.
You're doing truck convoy math here.
Just told that 1.5 million people are in a convoy going across the country. It's 60 cars. 1.5 million people going across. I showed you the fucking video going across the country to take the country hostage, preventing us from doing anything, penalizing all Canadians until these mentally deranged lunatic fucks hang the prime minister. I just showed you the Facebook group that repeated that. Then Theo Fleury is on in an international news station repeating that, and none of it is happening. None of it. And you know what the fucked up part for me? The really fucked up part for me is how much I enjoy this.
It's fantastic.
It is like
content fucking playground.
It's gonna kill me.
This is Mooney shit. Like, this is cult shit. Let me play the video. You talk about these guys because, dude,
right,
no, but they're all
podcast.
dude. It's just the same people as before. They're just using a different vehicle now. Let me
it.
show you this video.
Yeah.
This is forwarded from a guy named Saxon Rockwell, who's clearly racist. A picture of a woman making sandwiches for truckers in this patriotic thing that's not happening. And saying an army of patriotic white women making sandwiches to support the convoy. That's from the Facebook group of this convoy. Also from the Facebook group of this convoy, these guys talking about how proud they are, and then a little Q reference where one goes, we all go, or whatever the fuck that is. And then this is from Kathy in Alberta. By the way, where are the immigrants? I guess welfare checks are good. Like, this is a full-on same group, same racist cocksuckers, same fucking assholes, same domestic terrorists. It is just now moved into this trucker thing. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Like it's just the same. And here's the thing is that our political parties bought this because they wanted to get close to that now 5.4 million that has been raised for their Gofundme account. And they want to represent this narrative to all their redneck voters that we don't like vaccine mandates either. So it is legitimately kiting from something that is not happening, using pictures and videos that are out of context and are not real to try to play a fucking... It's like the moon landing again, only the moon landing is real. It's wag the dog. That is what this is. None of this stuff, none of it is happening. None of it. And Theo Fleury just went on Fox News and he's like, it's all happening.
Okay.
So
there is a convoy. You can have a convoy of 30 trucks. It's fine. It's just it's not a 50,000 trucks. So
yeah,
I mean it's and
Zoe,
and they're saying that it's gonna keep going. But the thing you got to remember, Lachlan, do you remember how the big lie worked in the States? Conservatives ate it up. The conservatives here see how easy it was and are just doing it again on a different issue.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
The thing that I'm trying to...
It's unbelievable. I know. It's very hard to believe.
No, it's not even the hard to believe thing. It's just I'm getting bombarded from both sides, and it's so frustrating because we didn't report on it. It wasn't part of the news this morning, and then when I did report on it, then they were mad at how we reported on it, and it's driving me crazy. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I had we got people telling us that there's actually a convoy, and why are you doing this? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm just trying to figure out this whole thing out, right? So here's my issue, and again, I keep saying this. You're going to hear this a lot from me. We have to find a way to bridge the gap here. And
no chance. That's not what this is about, dude. That's listen. I love what you're, but we can't. You cannot insert pure crazy domestic terrorism into a conversation about resolving conflict. It is absolutely impossible. I'm going to play you this video. Mm-hmm. These are the wives of truckers that are or not truckers. These aren't even wives of truckers. I found out. These are wives that are Christian wives that are told to stay home by their husbands because they're going across the country with this caravan in their Ford F-150s and Toyota Tercels and not truckers. These are their wives making sandwiches for them.
Yeah.
Singing the Canadian national anthem. Get the cult feel, fellas. This is incredible. This is
Jonestown.
NHL phenom.
Never mind. That's not
Wrong
it.
one.
This is.
From the looks of that group, not many of those sandwiches are going to get out that house.
Yeah, the trucker wives are thick, aren't they? Thick old trucker wives.
I am so confused.
Dude, let me play another video. This is
good.
legitimately this is from a
Little
cult.
less of Mormon Street.
This is from a cult back in the early 70s called Daddy's Cult.
Sorry.
And
That's creepy.
yeah, it's not
Right.
warming. It's not, it doesn't warm the cockles of my heart. Same. There you go, right? Tell me she doesn't look like a fucking hostage.
Wonder if she's on Tinder.
Well, if that doesn't sell it right there, $5.4 million is a lot of money, and it takes a lot of work to manage $5.4 million. So Tamara Lynch was having a problem doing that on her own, and she's brought on somebody else to help administer the fund. And Dean and I were talking about this in a DM today. Do you have that?
So it got shut down. It got locked, right? By GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Do we have that?
you can still download it, or you can still upload money.
Yeah.
It's who the new
No,
yeah,
I didn't see it. Is it this
oh,
one?
We were talking about them.
No.
Or do you want?
No, I
okay.
don't. Just go ahead and tell us
All
who
right.
it is.
Anyway, it's BJ something or other.
Armstrong?
I sent it to you, the name of the guy. But anyway, he's a confirmed known alt-right fucking racist piece of shit. And I sent you the screenshots in the assets for what he did.
So let me ask a question.
Sorry,
If I
BJ
wanted-
Ditcher. That's his name. BJ
Oh,
Ditcher.
no, Ben
Donate-
Dichter. Yeah.
Or
if
whatever.
So
wanted
I
to
know him.
donate if I wanted to donate to this, I still could.
Racist. Yeah, you can, but they
Right?
just can't touch the money pending an investigation. They need to be able to prove where every cent of this money is going, and they don't have a plan for that. They say they have lawyers and accountants and everything, but they're not showing anything. So the money's going into a trust.
People disputing that news yesterday.
See, the
And this
nice
is
thing about
why is everybody an expert on this trucker convoy? Why did I get 30 people after me about how
Because you're
we're
mentally
reporting on it?
deranged.
they're crazy.
Dude.
It's fucking crazy.
You don't have
It
to
is.
listen to them. They're literally fucked in the head. Like fucked in the head.
Chris
That's
Sky
like
Army.
This shit that we played with the
It is.
singing
It's
crazies
Chris
is
Sky on
like
a
that's
bigger
not
scale.
fucking normal stuff. It's like it's legitimately familial crazy. That is what this is. These are legitimately crazy Albertans, crazy Westerners, some crazy Ontarians, some crazy Manitobans. But it is emanating from out there, and it is coming this way. And there's like 30 of them. It's nothing. It's nobody. You know what the convoy is? This is. And I was right about Adam Skelly. Remember when I said, hey, Adam Skelly keeps this up, he's going to lose everything? Lost everything. He literally auctioned off his personal belongings a couple weeks ago just to get out of fucking legal jail.
No, that was
was
the
like-
landlord actually did that
Yeah,
to get
same-
the bills paid. They just he
to get out of legal jail. So
Ryan
Chris
got a
Sky,
smoker.
I told you guys, Chris Sky keeps this up. He keeps this bullshit fucking rage up. He's going to have his life circumcised. He got arrested 4 times last week again on standing warrants. He's that much of a fuck job. Same thing. You know what this convoy is? And I'll tell you what's going to happen. There will be 12 people left at the end of this, and they're going to roll into Ottawa, and 12 might be 20, might be 30, might be 6. Who cares? Doesn't fucking matter because it's a non-existent movement full of legitimately crazy fucks. So when you ascertain what this is in your own mind, you have to know that it's nothing. It's legitimately nothing. All it is
You
the
can
same
understand
group of
my
crazy fucks.
frustrations, right?
Totally.
Will Ottawa-
with trying to figure out what this is?
Bonds?
Will Ottawa have any defense sort of waiting for these fucks, or are they not even It's not even on their radar because it's so fake.
That's the one.
Ryan, what are we looking at here to answer that question?
So Jessica Davis is a national security expert, and that's her there. Yeah, Jess Davis. She's pretty much said that there is a way that the government in Canada could actually look at people donating to this once it's actually identified as a terrorist movement. When they show up and, as they said, quote, storm the fucking Parliament buildings and scale the walls, just like January 6th. This is just a cosplay of January 6th. But if that's the case, then it would be deemed a terrorist attack, which means everybody that donated to it, including conservative politicians who are proudly fucking announcing it on Twitter, can be held responsible for funding a terrorist organization and a terrorist movement.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
now let me
Let
me ask you a question about that.
That's a what if. It's a big what if, don't get me wrong, but it is a what if. And that is a very, very possible fucking scenario, and the way the temperature is going on social media.
I heard
regarding
today
this movement
from somebody that said that the money was released, that they did do their due diligence, and that go. Now here's the other conspiracy theory: why would GoFundMe? And I have an idea in my mind of why they.
I have
did
an
it.
answer to this already. I know where you're going,
So
but I have the
why
answer.
would GoFundMe block these funds?
GoFundMe is it's the funnel. That's where that's what got the movement. They don't process the money. There's a third party processor, which is actually, it's not just some, fancy, flashy GoFundMe website with commercials. There's an actual fucking bank behind GoFundMe. And they have laws that they have to meet due diligence. Okay. And if somebody donates money, they need to be protected because they would be donating under false pretenses, and that's fraud. And there's Interpol regulation on fraud. So GoFundMe, yes, while it is a worldwide thing, it is still held to the same standard as a bank would be, as any sort of money. You can't launder. Like, think about how much money would be laundered just through GoFundMe if that was the case. If you're just paying a small little kickback, GoFundMe has nothing to do with it. They don't call the shots. It's their actual backer. It's their financial.
So now they have to prove,
they have a guarantor that guarantees the fund.
They got to prove that they got to prove they got a plan for that money, and they've got a place for that money. Otherwise, they don't release the money. Yes.
And the money is going to truckers who are losing wages. Hypothetically speaking,
that's not what they're saying. They're saying it's going for the expenses of the convoy, which they said includes fuel and lodging. And as you can see, Zoe is in her lodging right now. So what I've urged truckers to do that are against this, which is the fucking vast majority of them, is to apply to this fund to get your money that you were rightly owed, because they can't deny you, or else it is a fraud. Because they're a trucker, if you're driving down that route, sure, I'm part of the convoy, give me my money. Prove that I'm not. Prove I'm not part of the convoy, give me the money. You deny me the money, I make a
and here's
report.
The thing, they put out Tamara Litch, the unemployed former bar metal singer who's running this thing from Medicine Hat. Oh yeah, on the up and up.
Sure. One of the founding members of the Maverick Party, right?
Also, one of the founding members of the Yellow Vest Party that threatened to hang Justin Trudeau a couple of years ago. Some guys went to jail for it, and she backed right off of that. Remember that? Same person.
Yeah.
So
sent you a photo of her in her yellow vest too. Actually.
Oh, I think you
did. I don't know if you got that one. I can just show you. It's on my phone here. That's
there she is.
There she is.
Yeah, it's her in her yellow vest. So she's a domestic terrorist.
I guess I should not wear this.
No, that's good.
No, you do that making money like at a real job.
So to recap, Locke, and I hope that this has made sense to you, and I've actually really enjoyed that you're just trying to make sense because you're like everybody else out there. Thanks to Ryan and the fact that I can read and my powers of deduction, which are very normal, and the fact that I'm mentally sane. It's easy for us to be able to work through this. And we do have relationships where we can call people and we can look into it. And we can have Zoe on. Like, Zoe, how many truckers in your is your trucker company currently hiring vaccinated or unvaccinated people to do domestic and international routes? And are you guys not all busy? Like, how many truckers do you know that have quit over this?
I have not seen one, but again, I don't. I try to keep to myself at most at my job, just because I don't want to get involved in any like office politics too often. But
Yeah.
we're busy. Like there's trucks constantly going. Like it's either, whether you're local, long distance, or whatever. Like even like the auto side, which is kind of the smaller department of my company, it's like we're crazy busy. Like and we lost a bunch of work because of all the auto shows canceled this year in Canada. Normally we do those. That's actually originally what I was hired for. So it's just I don't understand this. But yeah, it's actually, this is one thing I've been wanting to say too, is a lot of people will say, actually I've seen this come up a few times in different comments, is people keep saying it's not about vaccine mandates, it's about freedom. So like there's no clear direction as to what all this is about. It's just about freedom. And I'm like, you live in one of the freest countries in the world. Like even
Number 6.
Even the US, which is like touts their freedom or whatever, is not even close. Like it's so infuriating. Like if any, I know for a fact, like anybody from this company, I shouldn't say from this company, but I know that people would probably get fired. Oh, if they joined in on this, because it would look bad for the company. Like I don't, and that's why you see most of those trucks, they're generally, like somebody was saying, they're generally owner ops, don't actually work for another company. You'll see the odd one, but most of the time they're owner ops. And somebody had asked like a while ago, how much would it cost to drive from out west to there? It would cost thousands of dollars. Like I remember when I used to drive out to Calgary, I would probably fill up maybe 4 times, and each time would be $500+ easily, like plus like DEF fluid as well, like which is on top of it all. So like I don't understand this. Like it's just there's something else I wanted to say, but I totally forgot now. Easy on the Black Dodge Rams. I've got one.
Doesn't have truck nuts on it though.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have truck nuts. It's actually got a rainbow sticker on the back, so it's probably the only one.
You've
probably
been
the only one
to
with
my
that
show,
on it.
Zoe. Yeah. Okay.
I always do want on that.
I do want to raise one thing, and this is just food for thought. Okay. I understand, Ryan, where you're coming from. I understand, Dean, where you're coming from. I hope you guys, Zoe's frustrated. I think you guys understand my frustration doing a show in Alberta.
100%.
If there was something that in it, they had a legitimate cause, I don't want to shit on it. Is it worth mentioning? Because people are allowed to protest. You got to give them 100%. The right to protest. If they're upset about something, and they go out and they do that and they organize it, and it's no one's getting hurt, right? Then I support it, right? Even if I don't agree with what it is that you're fighting against, if they feel that to the point where they need to protest, that should be allowed. We live in that kind of a country. We live in this democracy. 100%. Should it not be mentioned? Should it not be raised that this GoFundMe, whether it's a scam or not, or whether the Maverick Party is going to benefit from it, or the truckers are going to benefit from it, or whether or not GoFundMe will lock it down and send all the money back, they raised $5.4 million for what you guys are saying is a complete scam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a scam.
That's a lot of money.
Dude, it is
That's a lot of money. A lot of people went to pocket for this cause.
And let me tell you where the money came from. It wasn't just, and this is why it's a problem, back to Ryan's point, when it comes to money laundering, there were deposits of $100,000 from anonymous accounts, $200,000 from anonymous accounts, $50,000 from anonymous accounts that were not from this country.
Lots of non-reportable $10,000, even from in our country.
Bingo. So we're dealing with something that is like, it's this wildfire, next level con job that started in a grassroots way and the political machine got involved because they saw some benefit, tertiary benefit on the outside, inside, somewhere around there. And if you don't think that the PPC and all their supporters, and listen, they got like 1 million votes in the last election, a million crazies on Twitter, they can convince you that something is what it is not, right? And it's just Twitter. We have a trucker on the phone with us and on this who has said, not only have I not seen any of this, I don't know, fucking, it's like, it's impossible. 80-90% of us are vaccinated, and the other ones that aren't are running routes in domestic Canada. Here's another question: knowing how much more trucking companies and logistic companies are making because of the supply chain and all that shit, aren't you guys getting paid more as well? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. But there's a rush on hiring truckers right now, and so the people that aren't trucking are doing so, and in this are not trucking. If they are truckers, as Joey said, they're people who do not have jobs because they are not employable for some reason. And the vast majority of people in this convoy are in trucks. Dude, we showed you the start of this thing the other day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks. The rest are cars. This is it. I'm showing this to you. This is the convoy again going through. Who gives a fuck where it's going through? They're all trucks and cars. These are the same bad actors, white supremacists, racist pieces of shit, and LARPers that are legitimately, this is the reason for it, they still don't want to get vaccinated. They've appropriated and raised money around it. They've lied about what it's for. It worked brilliantly, by the way. Brilliantly. And it's the same people. It's just the same people that are found a fucking other avenue to steal money from people. And by the way, ring those phones.
Yeah.
Keep donating.
Give them all your money.
Yeah. Give them all
the
word
money. Freedom.
So
the word
what
freedom
when
is
they
like
get to Parliament and you said they're going to stay there until Buddy quits or
They'll
whatever.
all get arrested. They'll all get ticketed. They'll all get treated like they're breaking
is
the
there
law.
going to be tanks waiting for them or
No,
RCMP or anything like this? So they're not even remotely worried there at all.
No, they don't give a fuck. I talked to a guy. I won't say where he's from, but there are RCMP officers embedded with this thing.
Yeah.
Fact. They got a handle on it. They know exactly what's going on. While we're all out here debating whether or not this is real, which it is not, the government's on it. I mean, they're and I fucking hate Trudeau. Can't stand the guy. But our law enforcement doesn't work for him. They see these opportunities. All of these guys are on watch lists, for fuck's sakes. Like all of them. Pat King, he's on he's on the no-fly list.
He's
think
actually
they're following him around, picking up his fucking toilet paper, studying it every day. One
of the biggest reasons why Gofundme has frozen those assets is because of his name being attached to this. Wow. And they're trying to prove that it's not, and they're having a real fucking hard time.
You can learn a lot from my toilet paper.
This is not gonna. This is not. Like I said, this is the word freedom is fly paper for idiots. Yeah. It's
okay.
The minute they're scared, people, and they call you afraid and go hide under your bed.
You guys should come and hang out with me one morning.
They're the most.
I'd love
fucking,
to, dude. I'm gonna do a show with you
kidding?
tomorrow and just sit there.
Just hang in the room, and watch the texts come in and the phone calls and see what I'm trying to do a show, and we're getting, you know what I mean? Like that's where my frustration stems from. Yeah. Right.
No, I
because
understand.
I'm hearing one thing and then I'm hearing another thing and then Theo's saying one thing and then
he's an idiot.
I will say this: you're wrong about this, and this is something you and I will never agree on, Dean. I think there is a way back, and I have to believe that, and that's
there's a new way.
Like I honestly think we're just digging ourselves even further into this idea of this sort of sentimentism of division that we've created in this country, and we're all at fault. Every single one of us.
How are we at fault for this one, Locke? Seriously,
Ryan,
how are we? How are we at fault?
Hold it. Let's just bring the temp down to a nice little thing. I will agree with Locke. I may have said some inflammatory things about the anti-vax community in the past.
Ryan,
I'll agree.
How can you not consider yourself a part of the division in the country with how this has been presented and things in the past have presented online about stories like this? How can you not think that doesn't just inflame?
I'm not fleecing the general public from their money and telling them lies.
I'm not suggesting you are. But the fact that the thing that I'm talking about is the division. I'm not talking about who's right or wrong. I'm not talking about who's right or wrong, Ryan. I'm talking about the division and the separation and the problem that we have in the country right now, which is increasing. The numbers on that side are increasing, okay, for a reason. People are upset.
They're getting fed up.
Everyone's
but ignoring the truth doesn't make it better.
I don't disagree with you. But when I see it presented, when I see somebody presenting this from your position, it's not from a position of, hey, you should watch out about this. It might not be real.
Well, because there's a little more urgency to it.
Like, I get it. I understand where you're coming from. But I'm telling you, it's not helping. All of it is just increasing. It's just inflaming the whole thing.
Well, hold it. Let me and you're right in essence.
Do a show in Alberta and have an opinion one side or the other. Yeah. I'm getting beat up on both sides, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but dude, that's where it's like you're talking about caring about what everybody says. I don't have that gear, and here's why I don't have that gear. Because when I am settled on fact, I don't have time for it. Right? No. And when it with you, it's very different because what you're talking about, and I think this is a fucking unbelievable conversation. We're on the other side of the country, right?
Yeah.
The culture here is night and day different. If you lived in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, spent any time out there, I was lucky enough to grow up there as a child. The MO, the way of thinking is, and the vacuum that you guys operate in is unbelievable. Like, you're
that
dealing
can be
with
said on the other side of the fence as well.
Totally, dude. But that's not my point. My point is this: is that what you log off for the weekend, you come back, you get the information, you're like, what the fuck is this? Everybody's saying, why aren't you talking about it? And you're like, okay, I'll talk about it. And then you come on another show, and everybody's like, dude, it's not happening. And you're like, what the fuck is going on around me? Like, I completely understand that. I would not come on this show, and you know me. And I would not come on the show and I would not disseminate information to, I don't know, a couple 100,000 people on a daily basis that was meant to separate them from reality. When we talk about this now, and when we talked about it then, different time. What was true yesterday might not be true today. When we talk about this now, I talk about it from a perspective of, here are the facts. Everybody just pay attention. And then I bring a trucker on to talk about it. And then we bring the guy on who wrote the trucker policies on Monday to talk about it, who said it's a fucking joke. Like a lawyer named Damian Buntsma from Beard Winter LLP wrote almost all the COVID policies. He knows all the major players. He knows all the truckers. And he's like, this is the greatest grift I've ever seen. And here's why, because all the truckers are working. Everything is fine. Those shelves are all full. And then he was capable, as we all are, to be able to do just normal everyday research. And we found out none of those pictures of empty shelves were from today.
I'm not asking anybody to say anything that isn't. I'm not telling you guys to not report on this. I'm saying
know that.
We have to try to. This is where I disagree with you. You're saying there's no road back. I'm trying to say out loud.
Back to what, though?
We have to find a way back to some semblance of normalcy.
It's
right?
gone.
Because COVID, it's gone. See, that I don't want to live in that world, Dean.
You have to.
I don't want to live in that world.
But dude, you're never going to change everybody else. This is the other thing, is that you're talking about trying to change a group of people who are literally wasting their life in a conga line across the prairies of Saskatchewan to go and hang the prime minister. Yeah. Like, what do you want from them? Because you're never going to get it. You are never going to make sense of those people. Them.
I want to have the discussion about the possibility of dragging our asses back to the possibility of a conversation.
Right.
And I don't think either side of the spectrum that's happening.
How do you have a conversation about something that's not real, though? Like, how are we supposed to talk about
believe that it needs to happen?
That doesn't matter.
Dude, you know,
there's people that believe
you and I have talked about this for
goblins.
hundreds of podcasts. We're talking about the same delusional people, dude.
Yeah.
We're talking about the same group of people that literally think Donald Trump is going to be the next president in 5 days because John F. Kennedy Jr. is going to come alive underneath the coconut plant in
Does John F. Kennedy have a speech impediment?
Can't fix stupid, Locke.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I think Locker's trying to get more into the idea of, it sounds more like he just wants to see the division to not be so, like, he wants to see a world
Visceral.
where we're not so divided.
Yeah.
And we're not so, like, at each other's throats. It's not about this particular situation, although this particular situation has inflamed it, like a lot of other ones. But, like, he just wants to see a world where the left and the right and the center can kind of all coexist and have proper talks like we did before all that, like before 2016 sort of thing. I feel like that's what you're saying?
Yes,
there,
I got
Ross?
people phoning and screaming at me, right? And then I got another, and then we go on here and report it, and then I got them screaming at me about how we reported it. It's just, it's crazy. Zoe, it's crazy.
Yeah, but dude, you're never going to control anybody though. Like here's the thing. We talk about this all the time. That's why I'm never mad. Like I see it for what it is. I'll tell everybody what it is. We'll bring experts and real life people on to give you texture and context and fact and receipts and all the other stuff. And then I'm done. Like, I don't have to go, well, I didn't convince anybody today, or no one's coming back to the people are still mean. Let them fucking work that out themselves. When they get to Ottawa and they get put in these zip ties and they get fucking their cars impounded, because that's what's going to happen. Like, you don't have to care about it. You really don't. All you have to care about is, hey, where do I fit in and what do I think? And I think that's everybody. Like, you're representative of a massive cross-section of people in this country that are so confused by how muddy the water is. You mentioned it when we started talking about it, right? What you said was, I don't know what's like, this guy's telling me this, that guy's telling me that, and then it's about freedom, and then it's about vaccines, and it's not about vaccines, and it's about whatever. It has never, ever, ever been about anything for this group of people that's actively doing this other than they don't like being told what to do. That's it. And they'll go to any length to and the other part is they think they're part of a fucking moving movie story. They legitimately think this is a fucking movie.
Big problem.
Right? They think they're here to save the world. I watched Tropic Thunder yesterday. They're like Ben Stiller in Scorcher 4. I'm here to fucking save the... It is legitimately... These people are living in an alternative reality that they're now telling us is going on, and it is not. It is not.
We've had a year to watch how this unfolded with January 6th, and you watch the people that have been tried, that were fired right up. They went through the reality of a court system, and then you see them coming out on the other end going, oh, Donald Trump really fucked me over. I don't know what I was believing. Holy shit. Like, I was brainwashed by that. The same thing is happening now. You're just seeing the beginning of it. So now we're going to get to the beginning of it, and we're going to go through our own growing pains of watching these insurrectionist style fucking pranks and coup attempts unfold on our own Canadian soil, because they've watched Fox News and bought into the bullshit that the minute you say the word freedom, that means you're somebody's attacking you. And you can ask them literally, like, genuinely, if you want to take that approach, genuinely ask somebody, and don't do it shitty. Just ask, which freedoms of yours have been infringed upon? They can't answer it. Ask them, why do you wave that fuck Trudeau flag on your truck? Why is that there? Why do you hate him so much? I have
one too, so
I'm just saying, but they can't. But the vast majority, the vast majority of this movement can't answer that question. They're falling into a crowd of angry people, because we're all fucking angry. Yeah, I'm angry.
2 fucking years.
Nobody likes this. I'm fucking done with it too. But I'm an adult that when I have big feelings, I know how to fucking manage them. These people don't.
Like, it's funny. I've had conversations with people kind of recently and about this, and I was just like, so we'd get into I'd tell them the facts about what's happening with this convoy and whatnot, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're like, you'll never understand. We can never agree on this." And I'm like, why? Because I don't actively constantly say fuck Trudeau when I'm not a fan of him either. I think he's a bit of a tool. I didn't even vote for him this time. I didn't vote for anybody because I was away. I was actually working. But and then, like, this is a good one too. I wanted to tell you. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, well, you should understand about, like, body autonomy or whatever." And I'm like, lady, like, you can't catch tranny from standing next to me, but you can catch COVID from standing next to me. Like,
great point.
There's a huge difference on that. Sorry, I just had to get that out. But like,
hold it. I do want to point
That's
out
an
that it's not
important
something.
point.
It's not something we've mentioned once during the show. You've been on for an hour that you're a transgendered human being. So yeah. Anyway,
yeah, whatever.
Back to the business.
But yeah, like, it's just, it's these people. The only 3 words that they know is freedom, tyranny, and Nuremberg trials, and like, it's like yeah, it's.
Ask them where Nuremberg is.
I don't even know. To be totally honest, I don't know where the fuck it is either. But I'm not yelling that. Like, it's a fucking
Where's Nuremberg?
Seattle.
My favorite thing is people also argue about
New Hampshire
claiming that the vaccine was supposed to be 100% protective of it. I'm like,
so stupid.
It was
the
never
Ultravax.
once. It was
I just
never
had
once
that
that
conversation with my mother.
Yeah.
Like,
why is it? If it worked, why isn't it work? Oh, it's a level of protection.
My vaccine's going to protect you.
Yeah,
oh,
why
well, it
bother?
doesn't work on the new one all of a sudden. It's just like,
Yeah.
well, it was never tested on the new one. It's like, the flu vaccine that you have to get every year because, oh shit, it changes every year. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And half the time, it's not even the right one for the flu
Look at
that's
us.
currently going around.
Look at us. We're back here talking about the same
Sorry.
group of people. No, I'm
My
glad. I'm glad you are. Don't be sorry. We're talking about the same group of people, but it's a different avenue, dude. It's like, you know what you know what I like in it too, Locke? You know how, like, you're going to be kicked out of a bar? You have, for sure. And you go
Recently.
home. You go home and
hold
you
on.
get like a mustache.
Ass
and you get like
Hasn't been since college for me.
But you want to go back, and so you're like, you go home and you put on a disguise and you try to get back into the bar to drink with your friends. You're like, dude, we know you. This country has a group of people that are doing that with this, and they're doing it to a group of people that are like, I can't tell the difference.
I liken
That's what
it
this
to car thieves that drive a car until it runs out of gas, and then they just go steal another car. Is what they do to get across the country in life. Yeah, because that's what they're doing. They run it out of gas until it hits. Like, remember 5G? We don't hear about 5G anymore because nobody fucking believed it. It finally got fucking to the point where it's like, oh, would you shut the fuck up? Okay, well, now there's microchips in the fucking vaccine. That went away. Nobody's talking about the microchips in the 3rd booster. Now they're just talking about the 3rd booster. Like, there's a timeline to it. And when it expires, they just grab on to the next one. Yeah. And this one just so happens that it hit, and I think Dean said it right, a lot of emotionally exhausted people. And it was something that hit them hard. It was like, am I going to not be able to get my groceries? No.
Yeah.
Everybody watching this fucking podcast right now, please, after we're done, go out to the grocery store and come back and tell me what's missing. Nothing.
A little bit of beef. Someone sent me a picture. Like, there's one lady. She's like, Dean, I got to tell you, there's like not a lot of beef in the beef section. I'm like, well, it's probably restock day tomorrow, ladies.
Yeah. Citrus looks like shit right now too.
It always looks like shit in January, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
let me.
I can't get any nectarines.
There's been a lot of snow
up north.
Yeah.
They all come from Brooks, Alberta, so it takes some time. I've done that run a few times as well.
Let me just put this up on the screen real quick. My friend at Baxter's Auntie put this up. This is the deal. Liz completely pushes aside history and the sacrifices of Canadian Armed Forces with the confidence of a person whose only exposure to someone in uniform has been standing behind someone at a grocery store. This is from the Convoy to Ottawa Facebook group that was taken down. This is Liz
idiots.
Sullivan. She says, there has not been such an important battle since Vimy Ridge about this. Locke, that should be your indicator that this group is fucked.
They've renamed the Highway of Heroes as well.
Yeah, they've renamed the Highway of Heroes. So, yeah.
A friend of mine, there's that, I don't know if you ever saw that picture. It ended up being on the book of the Highway of Heroes. There was the 4 or 5 firefighters standing on top of the truck on the bridge there. Well, one of my friends was actually one of those guys on there. And I'm like, looking at it, I'm like, if I was him, I'd be fucking furious about that. They're using somebody else's likeness for this completely other thing. And having grandfathers that both fought in the Second World War, like, I'm completely, I'm just extremely angry about the fact that they're trying to even remotely, bring this close to what
shit on whatever it takes. They don't care. They'll just shit on it, and they'll grab onto it, grift it till it fucking runs out of gas, and jump on the next. So
none of you guys think that this is going to be even like? Do you think there's an outside possibility that this is? Because I mean, I think even Americans would agree that the January 6th insurrection was not what they thought it was going to be. Right. I think there was a good crowd, but I think they thought there was going to be 100,000, 200,000 people, like, and what was it? Maybe 10 or 20?
Yeah.
At the most. Out of 300 million. Yes.
Yeah,
exactly. So it's going to be the same here. It's going to be a popcorn fart. There might be a couple of incidents of like maybe, some
So do you
unrest.
think there will be some semblance of a gathering on the 31st in Ottawa?
Maybe like some of the ones we've seen, but those are fair weather rejects as well, right? Like, is it going to be snowing? Is it cold? Like, all those things really matter here. They really matter.
I think it'll look like the Toronto Eaton Centre again. It's going to be something like the Eaton Centre out front of Parliament. It's not going to be
there'll be a couple hundred people there, a handful of actual trucks, and it's just going to be
signs that are misspelled.
Some signs, Actually, oh man, it really angers me. There's a
the tranny sign.
No, that wouldn't even make me this angry. Somebody I know, because before I started this job, I had to rehome my dog just because I was worried about him and stuff like that, not being able to do it. And the lady who took him is one of these crazy ultra anti-vaxxers who's like bringing her kids to this friggin' march, and I'm like, I just want to go over there, knock on her door, and take my dog back. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, but like you'll see like those kind of the average person who thinks that they're like helping out by showing up and supporting. And like I said, you'll see like a few of them that'll hang on. Maybe they had a load or whatever that was coming out here anyways. You'll see them show up. But honestly, I'll keep an eye out this week because they're supposed to start coming anywhere between tomorrow and Saturday or something.
Yeah.
So if I'm out on the highways, I'll keep an eye out for them. But
dude, we what I would love is if you would maybe interview some of them.
Yeah,
to the bottom of it.
I'll bust out the CB and be like, "Hey, so what's going on here?" Like,
what's your CB handle? What's your CB handle?
I actually don't have one, to be honest.
You're trans and your name is Zoe. I think we could work out something for you.
You were talking about Trans Ams earlier.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Honestly, there's so much racism on the CB. Like, I only really use it when.
How is it?
It's crazy racism on there. So I'm like, I only really listen to it when there's like traffic or something. So like, I don't even really use it that often.
Well, good, because I got some bad news.
Would be awesome. Trans trucker would be great.
Trans trucker to beer belly. Over and out.
Breaker.
I was doing my YouTube series was the tranny trucker for a while, and I just kind of stopped doing it.
People kept calling for auto parts. Can we order auto parts?
Yeah. Need a new tranny.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, speaking of tranny, the word tranny, and I know it is a terrible one.
Son of a bitch! No.
Well, hold it.
Watch.
No, just wait. Ryan was kind enough to send this to me just now. It fits into the conversation, and it goes back and speaks to the brilliance of people in this Karen convoy. How about this? This is one of the trucks, one of the 3 owner-operated trucks in Canada, home of the free. At the bottom, stop. I think he meant tyranny, but I think he might be coming for you. I don't know.
You might want that run, that sweet Porsche run you're doing.
Yeah,
Gary, how do you spell tyranny? I don't know. I think there's an R in it.
If you're not watching this with us on YouTube at It's Dean Blundell Show or on Twitch, Dean Blundell TV, it's a picture of a semi, and the guy took a crayon to it. And he does not spell tyranny. He's missing the Y, and it just says on the fuel part of it, stop the tranny.
Like I said, I feel
back. It's going to be a long way back.
It's awesome.
Dude, you got to let that go. That's my advice to anybody that is like, well, how do we get back? This is new frontier shit. Embrace it all.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what I got to do. I keep thinking that there is got to be some.
I think that's what's frustrating
conversation to get us back to some. And listen, we don't all have to agree. We don't agree on this podcast half the time. right? I mean, and that's fine. And we don't all have to have the same moral standards, everything. But I do remember a time when you could be in a room with somebody that voted for Trudeau and actually have a legitimate conversation about where we were at. I don't know if we live in that world anymore, honestly.
I don't think we do. I had this conversation with someone the other day, and they were like, when do you think we'll get back to normal? I'm like, but I think you need to kind of strip your expectations of what the rest of your life is going to look like. Yeah. I do. Like, if you can be expectationless, and I think that's probably a good way to end it, right? Is some life advice, because if we're going to, did we dunk on guys that can't spell on their trucks a little bit? I guess. Did I call these guys stupid? Yeah, because they are. I mean, they're just those vulnerable people. Like I said last week, I got vaccinated for this guy. I did, because he's too stupid to get it, and so most of us that do get it got vaccinated because we knew rejects like this would be farting around the world. So, like, don't worry about it, and let these guys gas themselves out. Enjoy the show, as I say, and you'll be much happier for it because you're not in the convoy of 20 to 60.
But I'm just dead.
And again, I don't want to
get stuck in it.
Yeah, I don't want to be part of dragging this out any further than it needs to be. But I have had quite a few moments in the last year where I'm like, okay, am I more part of the problem or am I more part of the solution? That's where I'm at right now, and I feel like I'm more part of the problem. And that's what.
If you're repeating the truth in a time like now, you're part of the solution.
You're
right?
part of the solution.
Right.
Absolutely.
And entertaining people. Yeah, that's it.
Just
that's
keep
it. If you can be
yoga
accountable, and if you can entertain people, and if you can legitimately further the conversation and become a better human being yourself through this process, you got it licked. Like, we put this stuff out because we feel like we've got a responsibility to human beings, and we have one filter.
And it is entertaining. It is
very entertaining.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah, it's
Of course
awesome.
it is.
How can you not find this entertaining?
And it's
like that guy thinks he's going to take over the government. So this is going to be fun.
Twitter was my
Northumberland
weekend.
today.
I'm
Pete
telling
Fisher, by the way, is the photographer that took that photo.
That's he's from out my way.
Yeah.
I'm from
So
Port
go ahead,
Hope.
Zoe.
So.
Go ahead. What were you
No, I was just saying Pete Fisher's from out my way. I'm from Port Hope. So
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's just I don't know. Oh, Locker. The next time I'm out there, whenever I get a load, I'm gonna come say hi to come meet up with you there though. Just so you know.
Just honk the
Just
horn
so you
out
know.
in front of the building.
Every time someone has said the word load on this show, I have laughed.
Yeah.
Tina's giggles.
Single.
Because of the way we open the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a long time between loads, and I'm like, I get that.
Yes, it has been.
Days.
I haven't masturbated in a while either.
Go for it. Get it in there.
Want some masturbation
Thanks, guys.
music?
That was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
We'll get to. We'll take. Yeah, I was gonna feed it to
some
Jordan
good work
Peterson.
today.
Yeah, we did. I was gonna
We
feed it to
did.
Jordan Peterson, but we're gonna do that tomorrow. And by the way, quick note. You know that how Neil Young was like, "Fuck Spotify, pull my music if they don't get rid of Joe Rogan." I just saw breaking news. Neil Young's music is now no longer on Spotify. So guess
I'm
what?
gonna go check that.
I refused because of Rogan. I refuse to pay for even use Spotify. Like I use Apple Music instead. I do not support anything that guy does, and it really bothers me because I liked the Dak Shepard's podcast, and I don't get to hear it now because of that.
Because you're not on Spotify. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
And like I said, I refuse to use Spotify, and actually having a music on Spotify, I know how much they pay people, and it's fucking terrible. But yet they can afford to pay Rogan $100 million. So yeah, it always kind of rubbed me the wrong
Old
way.
Neil's still on my phone.
On Spotify?
Yeah.
It takes
I was gonna say maybe it takes a minute.
Coming down at the end of the month. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's I just wanted to and we do this every time. Lachlan, I understand where you're coming from, and I do take a page out of what you said. I'm
not upset at anybody, Ryan.
No.
I am
but
frustrated beyond belief over this whole trucker convoy thing.
Maybe I was about to tell you to go fuck yourself. You don't even know what I was going to say. Let me finish. What I was going to say was,
fuck yourself.
Go fuck. No, what we do. in normal times, I would totally agree with you. We're not in normal times anymore, I don't think. But I just want to. You're right. I just don't think I don't think your approach right now is going to be very successful. That's all I wanted to try.
There's no point in trying to figure out crazy people. Like it's like saying, "Oh, like
you're probably not wrong.
You're not." Yeah, just let the crazy people be crazy and crazy themselves out.
My frustration, Ryan, is I keep seeing this thing crumbling, right?
Yeah.
And it's not getting any better.
No.
And you know
we
what?
have a 12-month advance from the States to watch it happen. What's going to happen?
It is.
I also want to be able to have these types of conversations on both this podcast and my show. And I'm feeling more and more inclined to not have these types of conversations based on the division it causes. Like, and it's instantaneous. Like as soon as it's mentioned, and it's both sides coming at it from two different perspectives, and you're caught in the middle, and you're trying to present it in such a way where you're not upsetting people, but the more you try not to upset up somebody, the more upset people get.
It would be hard for somebody in your position for sure, but you can't.
And I'm a radio guy. I'm not sitting here complaining about that. I mean,
it's great content. Dude.
Facts are facts.
It is good content, Dean, but
it's awesome content.
It's
awesome, but it's affected you like in a negative way. Like you're at that point now that a lot of us have been at, and it'll pass, dude. Like this feeling you have will pass.
I went on my phone. Let's talk, Dave.
I had 10 or 15 minutes before signing on, and I was on my phone. I literally had on, like, because I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. I had 11 complaints from the content this morning, and we didn't do anything with, like, we just mentioned it. Like,
you can't control it.
I know. And to me, I guess a lot of times in the past, I've stepped away from any kind of complaints about any broadcasting that I've done as, well, fucking people are listening.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Like today's and tomorrow's another day. Who can I piss off tomorrow? But I don't know, maybe I am growing a little bit, and I'm maybe coming to some sort of realization that I maybe I do have an impact, and maybe I can actually do something positive with this whole fucking thing. But maybe Dean's right.
Yeah, you're right.
Dean's right.
You're right. I didn't think of it that way either, where somebody might be listening and might just say, well, maybe he's onto something. Maybe I should look that up. Because that's all they need to do is look at, all they need to do is open a fucking, open a webpage.
Guys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you, and here's why it doesn't matter. Lock it up here. Everybody, lock it up. Know your truth. Know the truth about what's going on. Go live your life. Dip into the content. Enjoy it. Make fun of it. Have fun with it. Tell people what's happening. But protect your brain.
Clicks, that's for sure.
It's fucking awesome. Protect your brain, because what you have to, and a lot of people don't do this. We live in a society where people log on to social media and they go, oh, well, that's happening. Maybe it is. Dig, read, look, talk, ask. Don't act on your feelings, because your feelings are bullshit. What you're going through, Locke, which is, and everybody's been through it. I've been through it. I go through it from time to time when it's like trying to make sense of the world. You're not here to make sense to the world. You're here to respond to what's going around you in your best interest, in everybody's best interest. It is in your best interest to not give a fuck about people on the left or the right. It is in your best interest to shut it all out and dip into it for conversations that you want to have. But it in no way does anybody in a convoy going to determine in Winnipeg my happiness today. Yeah. Not one single fucking individual can do that to me. It's me. Well, I alone can decide how happy I'm going to be today and what I'm going to let into my mind and how I'm going to process it. And how I've processed this is I want to know everything. Everything I can know about this. And then I'm going to make a judgment. We live in a world where people don't do that work. And because they don't do that work, they make these judgments and act on them. And that is what we're seeing. But as you as an individual who really just wants the world around him, and everybody does, you're like all of us. We want the world around us to be better. So for that world around you to be better, you yourself have to be better. You have to. You have to filter information. You got to do the work and understand it. Then you got to get settled on what you believe. What is your belief system? Do I agree with what these guys are doing? Because, of course, Locke, they're going to lean on things like it's okay to peacefully protest. They're threatening to kill the fucking prime minister. This is the last thing it is a peaceful protest. They're preventing people from getting to work in some places across the country because they want to hurt us. They want to hurt the supply chain. They want to hurt people. They want to hurt our politicians, who I could give two fucks about. But I don't live in that world. That is not standard for the greater good. What is it? What is this? And if you can answer that question, it is something that is not living in my day today, then you're going to be fine. And if you can take that stuff and if you can turn it into content, you win every time. Dude, Ryan just said it. Fucking Clicksville. Like, this thing is like legitimately one of the great clickbait stories in the and I know it's not
Zoe.
real. Ask Zoe.
Well, yeah, and it's
I blew Zoe's Twitter up this week.
Oh yeah, thanks. I got like 100. I got like 100 new followers.
I know. You're welcome.
One thing, it's funny you said about the about our people hating our leaders or whatever. It's like our system's not perfect by any means, but it's our system, and that's how it's always worked. Maybe it needs to change, maybe it doesn't, but this is what's currently in law. Like, I don't get like it's like, oh, my side didn't win, I'm gonna murder the PM. It's just like,
and they call themselves patriotic at the same time.
I don't like him either, but I don't like. It's just like, well, whatever. In 4 years, I'll vote for somebody else. Like, that's just the way it is.
And
no matter who you vote for, you're gonna get fucked.
I gotta
it doesn't
tell you,
matter.
It was so much easier when I was in shit and being yelled at for throwing a midget.
Also, Casey,
So
hit
much
me up.
easier.
Poor guy.
That's great.
Also, Casey, I saw your message. Hit me up on Twitter, by the way.
There you go.
See that? There you go. Boom.
I'm not the only one.
We're doing
picking
good
up on
things
the,
here.
Oh yeah, look at
Hold
that.
on,
in the comment section.
did we just turn into the world's
Love
first
connection,
trans
baby.
dating site? I love it.
Hell yeah. Love connection.
It's Zoe Ivy Carey. Just look me up. It'll be fun.
What's her Twitter? Oh, dude,
Zoe Ivy Carey.
she's all over you.
Wow.
Casey Berry is all over you. Another
Just-
trans, and he is all over you. What's her Twitter? Casey Berry. Zoe Ivy Carey, right? On Twitter.
I will put a tweet out on the Dean Blundell account so you can
We just
see.
made a love connection
Page
in the
out of
trans community.
Bondarelli's book.
He said he was getting his AZ next month. I was going to help him out with the job.
Oh, I bet you'll help him out, all right. I'd do the exact same thing if I were you.
My
Anyway.
truck doesn't have enough room for two people, so
You'll figure it out.
like
you'll make it
I've
work.
got my laundry basket hanging.
I'm
from the
6'2"
ceiling
and
here.
a fat guy. I've had sex in a Honda Civic. Fuck you.
Oh, I can have sex in that. I'm just saying to live in.
Oh, by the way, Casey's like, dope.
Dope.
It's on. You're getting laid tonight.
Well, he also said he's from Coburg, so
Yeah.
we're from nearby.
Well, dude, you guys are going to get it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Casey's in. Laugh my fucking queer ass off. Fuck yes. I love you guys. She says.
Honestly, I thought he just misspelled that. I was just
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
Nice. But
Zoe, thanks.
there you go.
Yeah,
If you
hey,
go
no
if you go to
problem.
the at Dean
Oh,
Blundell, you'll see there's a
My
love
phone's-
connection tweet
There you
My
go.
phone-
with
my
Zoe's
phone's gonna-
name on it. And
Oh,
you can
that's
find Zoe on
exciting.
Twitter.
there you
There you go.
Awesome.
All right.
But hey, also, just you guys, if you ever need somebody, just hit me up. I'm always around. I can talk anytime. Like anytime you got James on and he
That's
wants
what I
to
just
keep.
did.
No, I mean like anytime James wants to talk about J.K. Rowling.
I don't want to talk about J.K. Rowling. No,
You
we
guys
told
get your own
we
podcast.
finished that.
You should go on the
Yeah.
Blackballed podcast. Is what you should do.
There you
Oh,
go.
no. He's too smart for me. I can't.
Beg to differ. Beg to differ.
I can never remember. I can never remember things. Like I know so many things about like statistics and stuff like that, but then when I go to actually say it, it's like I read this somewhere, but I know what it says, but I couldn't tell you. So that's pretty much my life. So whatever.
Thanks for doing this, sister. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Great to
Thanks,
see you.
Zoe.
Guys.
It is, though.
Ivy
Stay safe
Carey
out there.
on Twitter. Trucker extraordinaire, my friend
Yeah.
and yours. And listen, if you're struggling, Zoe's. I think your DMs are always open for people, right? Yeah.
Anybody in the queer community, I'm always around. Even if I don't respond right away, I'm just working or whatever. But I'm always around to help. So
Next time you're on, Zoe, put your Twitter account up on the screen.
Yeah.
I only started getting into Twitter because of you guys. So
Do you want to
yeah,
get laid
I'm
or
still-
not?
I'm still new. didn't know what the hell this was. I didn't
First
put my
part of the
name.
show.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
Bye, Zoe.
All right,
care,
take
Zoe.
care. Zoe
ya.
Carey, everybody.
She's great.
Well, that was a good one.
Yeah.
You okay, bud?
I'm good.
I don't
I
know.
think
Our
the
lots
world of
upset.
you.
I'm straight. Today was a bad day. It was. And again, I will be honest. And Dean knows this. Dean knows this about doing this job. You got to learn to deal with days like this, like complaints. And I'm awesome at it. I honestly don't. I don't care about what people think. I don't. We do the show. We do the best to our ability. I think we're entertaining. We got good ratings in this Edmonton market. Wherever I've been, I've helped grow the radio stations that I'm on. I'm very comfortable in what I do. And the thing that's bothering me right now is it's the aggressiveness of it, right?
Your frustration today on the air was very transparent, just so you know. You can hear it.
I'm aware of that. And I literally this morning, and I'm also feeling guilty about a conversation I had with somebody where I yell at them. Like, I try not to do that when I get people on the phone. I try not to yell and swear at them.
Yeah.
Right. But I did that today. So I'm embarrassed about that. Right. Honestly. And I have been frustrated by this whole trucker convoy because I'm hearing, extreme sides from both, like, about where it is. And all I'm trying to do is just go, all right, okay, what the fuck is it? Like, what is this? Are there 10 trucks, 5 trucks, 60 trucks, 100 trucks? Are there no trucks? They raised $5.4 million, right? So that's it.
Dude,
if I
feel
like I took it out on you guys, I apologize.
No.
Dude, we're hashing it out.
I'm not mad at any of you.
No, we're just talking. No,
just
same here.
always remember when you go back to that dollar amount, there are some people in Nigeria that promised to introduce them to princes for $1 billion and sent hundreds of millions. So it's like we live in that world. But let me just put this up. And this is a quote from, listen, I'm a massive philosophy fan. I believe in philosophy. You can actually legitimately find a better perspective. And that's changed my life. And this is one of the quotes that's changed my life. I'm going to share it with you because it is awesome. This is from Marcus Aurelius, greatest leader ever. When you wake in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and I have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own. Not the same blood or birth, but of the same mind and possessing a share of the divine. And so none of them can hurt me. No one can implicate me in ugliness, nor can I feel angry at my relative or hate him. We were born to work together like hands, feet, and eyes, like the 2 rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural. To feel anger at someone, to turn your back on him, these are obstructions. This life that you're living, that I'm living, that Bonzi's living, that Ryan's living, is an individual process about getting better as an individual. The conflict that we're having in this moment is wondering what this is. Now, when it doesn't really matter what it is, what really matters is what you are and what you believe and how you're going to respond to all of this. That's the most important part. What other people do, you'll never control. Ever, ever, ever. You're not going to control these grifters. You're not going to control yellow vesters. We're not going to control people that don't want to get vaccinated. And so we need to put them in the rearview mirror, right? We need to just assume that these people are part of that vulnerable category, and that's it. That's where I put them. When it comes to the actions that they take that contribute to the greater not good, then you get my attention. And you get our attention.
That's what we're living in, though. We're living in a world right now that's impacted by those individuals. We would not be locked down if they had been vaccinated. We wouldn't be in a lot of the situations that we're in right now, right? That's part of, I think, the frustration that I have, right? We are actually mandates and policies and things that are coming down. They're all being dictated by that group. A lot of it is being dictated by that group.
Well, and part of it is
we're all paying for it.
Okay, so what? So what do you have to do? You have to go live your life. Yeah,
go have some Bud Lights.
You have a Bud Light. You go take your dog for a walk
tonight.
And dude, what happened today? What legitimately happened today that hurt you? Or what happened today
I'm embarrassed in myself about how I reacted to some calls this morning. I
So that's something that you
walked
can
away
control,
from that.
right?
What's that?
That's something you can control.
And I'm So I'm.
It's okay to not be fucking perfect all the time, dude. You answer these emails and you are very above board, and you're one of the most professional radio guys when it comes to getting back to people. You are diligent because you had a bad day today.
Yeah.
Big fucking deal. Everybody doesn't like Bonzi.
You're a good guy.
Bonzi's had a bad day for 6 years. Look at him smiling.
He still smiles.
It's longer than 6 years. Fuck, since 2009. It's been a bad day, but I still get up and rock it every day.
Fucking Bill Murray with the fucking
rights.
groundhog.
Damn
So
right.
all this is, they say this is like conflict is growth trying to happen, right? This is a fucking most fertile time in our lives.
Yeah,
It really
that's a
is.
good way to look at it. You're right.
And I would encourage you not to be angry, but to take that anger and the frustration and go, okay, I know I'm frustrated. Get some clarity by reading. Get some clarity by going out with Deb for a walk. Fuck, do a puzzle. Invest in yourself. Read a book about why people are angry
I'm
about
sit
this.
down and do a puzzle guy.
You're kidding.
By the way, Randy, if you're
conversations.
listening, I told you. I'm sorry. I told you to go fuck yourself and your hat.
Did you say that on the phone this morning to the guy?
Oh, I should have kept that call. Actually,
Sherlock. Oh well, chalk it up as lesson learned. Move on. Tomorrow's around the corner, Locke.
I love
That's
you.
it.
I do.
You're the
I love
best.
you. I
You're
love that
so
you did
good.
that today. I love that you feel bad about it. I love that. I think it's fucking awesome. You told the guy to fuck off and his hat was dumb. I think it's the best.
It's the first time I've ever seen Locke so beat up about something. Like this is really
no,
got
it's
me.
It stuck with you for the day, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck.
Fuck.
I think I probably shouldn't have read all my shit online before I
Yeah.
jumped on. I shouldn't have done that.
Social media is the detriment of our
It
fucking
is.
society.
You know
that's
what?
for sure.
I've actually been trying to take a break from it. Like,
Why does it
literally,
mean
I'll put
something
my
to you? Let me ask you something.
Yeah, you yelled at me before saying I take some of these, when some people don't like me and stuff. But this is almost like you today are almost in the role of Bonzi.
Yeah. No. You're right, Bonzi. I mean,
But
I
why
should
does it-
listen
why-
to some of my own advice?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Why pull me? Okay, Ryan, you don't
Pull
dude,
me.
It's not a profession, dude. It's not a professional
right,
broadcast. Just go piss.
Yeah.
Just gotta piss.
Well, we all got a part of piss.
It's
Bro.
got 4 rise in them.
What about the things that other people do cause you to lose your emotional sanity?
I haven't been like this.
I know, but what was it? I know you're not. That's why I'm asking. Like, what
I
place does someone else's action have in your daily temperament?
I mean, right. Like, generally speaking, I can walk. If somebody is mad at me or something like that, generally speaking, I can walk. And even today, I'm able to. Like, there were quite a few comments I didn't respond to. Like, I just sort of shut it off, and I was like, yeah, whatever. We don't need to make. I don't want to spend my whole afternoon fighting with somebody on social media over who God knows what, right? Like, because these things always sort of take a path of their own.
Right.
But I think that it's not what they think of me or what they said that they're never gonna listen. It's none of that. It's just the level of that. It's just the amount of that kind of shit when all you're trying to do is just do an entertaining show, right?
Yeah.
That's what's frustrating to me. And I think that the trucker convoy has been frustrating because I didn't understand what the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this actually a movement? Because a lot of people believe it really is. And a lot of people listening to my show in the morning believe that it is, and that how we handle it is good or bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then finding out that it's all fake, or that it might be fake, is frustrating, because now we're trying to figure out whether or not it's an actual news. You know what I'm saying? That's all this.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Dude,
There's
some
that's
people
why I
out-
felt bad.
There's some people out there, me too, and there's some people out there that, like, you're talking to people that are cluing in as the days go on to the fact that they've been hoodwinked, and so they're going to call you and get mad at you for saying, "I don't think this is real," right?
You know what
And
that's-
because it's like, oh my god, like the idea that I might have been hoodwinked into sharing accommodations with these guys, or I was part of a domestic terrorist thing, like. There are a lot of embarrassed people out there right now going, oh, my God, we just got to keep up the fucking charade. Aaron O'Toole, yesterday, same thing. got to keep up the charade. Every single person that has reported on it, that continues to report on it like it's a thing, got to keep up the charade, because the opposite to that is legitimate basing. Like, you don't have, like, CTV, Bell, Rogers, Global, who used a known racist anti-vaxxer as their convoy expert, Pat King.
Yeah.
They all bought into this. And so now it's like the radio silence from them and the embarrassment in that community. I talked to someone that works for one of the 3 major broadcasters. He's like, we can't hide from this fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
We've lost so much credibility. It's incredible.
A lot of them have spun it back like 180 and been like, leading with the GoFundMe is not giving them their money, and it's almost like they're trying to backpedal from what they originally started reporting on before we did. So
I had a guy on today, one of the guys I was talking to about this whole thing, that was upset about how we presented it. I got off the phone with him and I looked at Grant and I said, he gave money. And Grant's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're dealing with, right? We got a guy that dropped $100 or $500 or whatever the case might be, and probably can't afford it. And now he's hearing that it's fake or whatever. And
can't buy a case of beer because he gave his beer money away to some fake fucking fundraiser.
Bridge pack.
Buyer's remorse. Yeah, buyer's remorse. And we're seeing it, like I said before, on a bigger scale down in the States with those guys that are getting fucked over by the federal government and the FBI coming knocking down their door going, I was just doing what Trump said to do. And then
do we have anybody in Ottawa? Anybody close?
Do we?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We should send them down there. If there is anything,
there won't be
video of that.
There won't be. I talked to some. I shouldn't be saying this. I'm fucking already said it. RCMP are embedded with these guys, pretending that we're getting them, and then before they're being followed by helicopters. Like, it's just like, and there's like 40 of them. Like, it's just the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It's embarrassing.
Well, they kind of have to. There's threats to kill the prime minister. So
that's kind of
engages the RCMP.
Yeah. That'll get their attention real quick.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
these people think they're so anonymous with the real name on Facebook.
James could hitchhike there.
It is just a shot across. Yeah. No, they people think they're so anonymous online, and that's the thing. Like, even in like Facebook, with their real name, the real picture, their entire life's history is on there. They think that when they say, I'm going to hang Justin Trudeau, they think that that's just going to go without.
What do you think your reaction's going to be? Like,
that's kind of it.
Yeah, like, we're gonna get there and we're gonna prevent everybody, like these fucking anti-vaxxers are doing permanent gridlock zone until our freedom is restored. Gridlock cometh. Gridlock at the airport. No one in or out. Hundreds of missed flights. These people want what's best for Canada. Come the fuck on.
The Gravy Seals, Meal Team 6,
Didn't bunch they of fat see idiots how it all worked out in the U.S. when they stormed the Capitol? Yeah. It didn't go so well.
Chick got shot in the head.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
She had her tit out on a stretcher, too. Her tit was out on the stretcher as she was dying, and she was bleeding out from her neck, and her tit was flopping.
Ryan.
Just, no. I'm telling you, this is what I mean. That's how you went out. That's how your legacy now, instead of being the freedom fighter that you thought, was an indecent photo of you on a stretcher getting into a fucking ambulance, dying, bleeding out.
I think it's a movie.
None of them could fly home
for a lie. It was
they
a
put
fucking
them on
lie.
All the no-fly list. And they all
the
got
best.
Yes.
You know when we started talking about this fake rally.
Fuck.
We had over 70 of these. I'm going to put it on the screen. These are people that from Russia that paired with our. So if you think that they're not in on some of this too, you're fucking crazy, because they come after us all the time. Literally dozens of these different ones
all the time. Yeah.
Wow.
No word of a lie.
Yeah, we see them every day.
Anyway, so there you go. We'll dig into the Russian part tomorrow. We'll talk about Jordan Peterson a little bit tomorrow. Run his show. He was on with Joe Rogan. We'll get into the Neil Young stuff, because I know that James wanted to get into that kind of stuff, and he wasn't here today, so we'll LARP him into it tomorrow. Thank you, guys. That is Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM. I'm listening to your show tomorrow now for sure.
Me too. He's fired up.
Absolutely.
That is
I
Bonzi
spent
from
5
Bonzi
minutes
Live.
yelling at people about how we run ads too on the show this morning. That's fucking embarrassing.
That's
Some dick phoned me and said he wasn't going to listen anymore because we ran an ad for a fucking booster. So I spent 5 minutes yelling at people over that. I mean, it's just been a bad day all around.
You know how you answer that one? Next time you get that one, you say, okay.
Wow.
I decided to just spend a 5-minute break ranting on it. Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's how we respond.
And instead, I could have been talking about Tom Cruise's fucking movie in space. Nope, dropped that and yelled at people about how radio works. There's a fucking great way of endearing your audience.
To your point, Danielle Baker sent us a tweet. She's like, to be fair, some people need to be told to fuck off. So, Locke, I think you might have nailed it.
Thank you, Danielle. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Everybody gets a day.
Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton is where you can listen to him tomorrow morning. Should be fun. At Lachlan Cross on Twitter. Follow him. Ryan Lindley, Sheeple Shepherd Podcast. Subscribe to it wherever you get your fine podcast. Apple, iTunes, Spotify, etc. Blah, blah, blah. At Ryan Lindley on Twitter. Bonzi Live. At Bonzi Live on Twitter. Tripping with Bonzi is the name of his podcast. Subscribe to that. You got one coming tonight or no?
Yeah, tonight we're going to go over how wine helps you avoid getting COVID. McDonald's has pissed off the breakfast people, and the Kansas City Chiefs fans are relentless. They're coming at Josh Allen and donating $13 to each one of his charities that he's involved in. Just relentless.
That's awesome.
We'll get into all that.
How did it go with Pixie the stripper the other night? I didn't.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. She was bubbly. She had great stories. She was in the business 23 years, and she really was a lot of fun, and it was engaging. I think people got a kick out of that one.
23 years.
That's a lot of years of stripping.
That's a run.
Still stripping?
No, she just retired. She's I think I've been retired about 3 years now.
She's hung
That's
up
a
the
lot
labia,
of bottles of Windex for
23 years. Yeah. Never did drugs her whole stripper career, though. That's one thing I found fascinating.
That is a lie. Yeah. I don't believe that.
Take it for what it is.
Yeah.
So you had a retired stripper on your shows.
I did have a retired stripper. Now she's a podcaster.
23 years old, or 23 years in the business, Dean. She's fucking retired.
Yeah, that's enough of showing your
23 years stripping is like 500 years in construction.
She got like 5 watches.
Yeah, that's a lot of air on your cooch.
Thanks, boys.
Different cycles, yeah.
Thanks, Dean.
Appreciate it. Great to see you. Love you too, brother. We'll talk to you soon. That's Bonzi. Love all the guys. Good group. Nice crew. Thanks all. Appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow at 3:00. Thank you to our friends over at Easy Auto Financial for making this possible. Go to Easy Auto Financial for more details on how you can get yourself some financing for a slick vehicle. They don't even charge you for the financing. One of the few companies in the world that doesn't. Just want to get you in a car. No obligation. EasyAutoFinancial.ca is where you can get that done. Our friends. Also, go to Ed's Fine Imports if you're looking for Gitch, fellas. The best underwear on the planet, on my body, the only one I wear, GITCH, and then the number 3. Gitch3 is your promo code. Use that and get a free pair of underwear when you order 3 or more from Ed's Fine Imports, clothing for men and boys, edsfineimports.com, and, of course, Domination, DMNTN.com. Domination.com is for people that produce all kinds of content, podcasts, all that stuff, gaming, streaming. And when you're doing a promo to put up on Twitter so you can share with people what you do or Spotify, whatever, it doesn't matter. It does it for you. And it's super simple. Try it today for free. Go to domination.com. Dominate with content by going to domination.com. Again, DMNTN.com. Oh, that's it for us. Fucking heavy show today. It's fun, though. I enjoyed it. Hope you did, too. Time for a newsletter at teamblundell.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.